Fight me!
Let's get ready to rumble. Welcome, everybody, on this Friday afternoon or evening, depending where you are sitting, for this round 2 of Total Party Knockout. So we have the amazing Rebel DMs going to be taking on the Astral Dreadnaught today. I'm going to see how they get on. So if this is the first time that you have seen a Total Party Knockout, as it is only the second episode, essentially the idea was to kind of bring the bosses down to the ground and allow teams of players to skip all, the role-play stuff that, most of us, want to skip over anyway. Nah, that's rubbish. We love that stuff. But we want to kind of skip all of that and go straight to the difficult legends that are these monsters. Sorry, my head's just fallen out. There we go. These are wonderful legendary fighters and sort of legendary monsters. And see, what does it take to actually take down one of these monsters? So today we thought we were going to pull over some beautiful faces that we've had on this channel before, all of which are amazing and all of which have loads of experience, which absolutely terrifies me on this battle.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bringing the heat.
So we're going to see what the Rebel DMs can do against this Astral Dreadnaught. So I just wanted to kind of introduce everybody here before we kind of start. Oh, actually, that is one thing I did want us to do before we start. Nah, we'll do it later. So, firstly, I'll go through and say, how are you doing, Rich DM Philly? How are you doing, my friend? Are you having a good day?
Dude, I'm so good.
Yeah?
I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I've been hyped about this for weeks, ever since we started talking about it. I love the Astral Dreadnaught. I love it. That old, I think it's Jeff Grubb piece is the classic piece of D&D art for me. It's so evocative. And I'm bringing a character that I got to play for a short period of time. And I'm really excited to get him out into the world, so to speak, and share him with whoever else cares. So I'm hyped, Joe. I am hyped.
It does seem as if the Philly fam are here, and of course
they are legion,
and they love this character by the looks of things. They've all been so excited to see this character return. So I would also want to say two things really. So obviously there's parts of the crowd who are going to be enjoying you, as well as there's parts of the chat that are going to enjoy you as well. So I wanted to know, what is the name of Oliveri's core supporters? What's their kind of name?
Oliveri's core supporters. It's easy, Joe. They're the Wardens of Wanda.
Oh, we're going to find out.
They are.
We're going to find out.
They're sometimes affectionately referred to as wombats, but they are the wardens of Wanda. I mean, that is Oliveri's people.
Yes. I can almost imagine like those foam fingers, but these are like foam wanders.
With the big W on it, with like a big Wario W right in the middle of the phone.
So exactly. Let's go. If you're in the chat, let's give us a bit for the wonders. I forgot what it was now. The Warriors of Wanda. And it's good. There we go.
We could call them wombats. We could just call them wombats.
The wombats. Is this if we got all the wires going off in the chat now? That is fantastic. So I'm super duper looking forward to kind of seeing what Oliveri can do in this battle, because it's a battle master divination wizard. Is that correct?
Oliveri perceives himself as a prophet, which may come across quite strongly. He doesn't see himself as a battle master nor a divination wizard, but merely an agent of fate is what he is, coursing through the universe, setting right those things which need to be predetermined in order to manifest themselves fully upon the appropriate time. Yes. Oliveri should be a lot of fun. 11th level battle master, 5th level wizard. I have just enough magic to get myself into trouble, which is generally where I like to be as a player character, and I'm like ready to jump in on top of things with a big ass buster sword.
Yes.
So I'm ready.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna jump. We're gonna sort of like, I think we're gonna jump over the pond and pop over to somebody whose usual job. I said this before the stream, but the usual job is a flight simulator pilot. Is go over to one of my best friends, and who lives in the Astral Dreadnaught's mouth at the moment, but it lives over there.
I can attest to it being a comfortable demiplane.
How are you, Josh Ellison?
Much the same as DM Philly, I think. Absolutely pumped, for this fight. Can't wait to get into it. I've been jazzed about the concept of TPK since it was first introduced to the world. Had so much fun watching the first one of the Demogorgon, and anyone who's watching, if you haven't gone back and watched that, I can't recommend it highly enough. Some terrifying things had to take place. Overall, I'm very well. I'm really excited to run this character as well, so I guess I'll introduce them a little bit. So my character for this evening is Yogurt Filigree, or Yogi to her friends. She's a high school student from Candlekeep, one of the gifted from the Bright Sparks group, famous for their Spark notes that they post regularly for magic students up and down the Sword Coast. And she's been selected from among her class for a field trip, but unfortunately the address was wrong, so she showed up and arrived on this ship with her allies by mistake.
There we go.
But she's here now, and they needed a fourth pair of hands. So
there you go. So you're an abjuration wizard, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. I study abjuration at Candlekeep, and my level is actually indicative of my age as well. I'm 16.
Nice.
I can't wait. Sure, it's going to be fun or whatever.
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm just going to quickly say thank you very much to Darkenos AFK for the new follow. Really big love for you. And of course, to Stuart for resubbing on that one. Big love to you, my friend, and I'm glad that you're here. So we're going to pop over to the armored folk, those who have the biggest costume stores in all of the states. So we're going to pop over to Zach first, from Zach Big Wave. Hello, my friend. You look dashing, I must say.
Thank you so much. My name today, I'm obviously Zach from Zach's Big Wave. Head over to my channel if you want. We do D&D content regularly, although we haven't been doing it regularly because life has been getting the best of me. But that will be resuming in the next couple of weeks. Today I will be playing Zalarian Dramervi Eledri, who is an Aasimar who has a sort of almost like fetishistic need to be a fish out of water. That's why
he can't say his own name right, so it's fine.
Planeswalker. he just like has to be that guy who's not from around here perpetually. And so he started adventuring through Eberron, but eventually got a hold, ran afoul of a Spelljammer ship with his previous crew and commandeered it and became an astral pirate. And so he has been wandering the cosmos looking for more foreign lands and just trying to find every, chart out the dimensions, chart out the planes. And that's where he ran into all of these fine fellows who, through various circumstances, have joined his crew. And while his name is very long and complicated, he always says, you can just call me Captain Zell. And as long as you know who the captain of this ship is, we have no problems.
It's me, right?
I imagine it almost like a soccer captain band, soccer's captain's band. It sort of gets passed around from week to week because nobody can decide who the captain is.
Yeah, no, it's funny because like he's clearly like the person who's like the leader of the band. But nobody listens to him. So he's that guy who walks in and is like, I can tell you need a captain. And they're all like, yeah, and then go back to whatever they're doing.
Oh, lovely. Well, it's
Sounds
great.
about right.
It's great to have you on here. I think it's the first time that you're going to be playing 5th edition as a player.
I just discovered this is my favorite. This is my first time actually playing 5th edition D&D, as well as my first time playing a character above 11th level. So I'm stoked. I am so stoked about this.
Good. And then to pop over to an absolute master of the leatherwork I found out this afternoon, and an absolute wonder it is, the Fizzlekins. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh man, I am just bouncing into my seat right now because ever since we decided that we were going to do this, I've spent hours every night going, all right, I could do this build, or I could do this build, or that build, or this one. Even last night, I'm going, no, I should probably drop this feat and pick up Sentinel, but it might be too late. Like even last night, I'm making these decisions.
Major choice paralysis,
right?
Yeah, I can very much relate for whatever it's worth. Yes.
Do I need Featherfall?
Literally, Josh said this to me about 4 minutes before we came on, and he was like, should I change to Featherfall just so I could do a cool entrance? And I was like, if you want to burn the slot, you crack on, my friend. But you're playing, of course, Gados today.
Yes. Gados Telemor, the shield of the astral plane. So he styles himself. Because, pirating the astral plane is defending it, right?
Mm-hmm. And of course you're,
as long as we're knocking the Illithids down and usually avoiding this Astral Dreadnaught, but it's our time to finally take it down, get it out of our way.
But of course you're a war magic wizard.
War magic wizard.
Nice.
But hey, if you ever wanted to see a wizard running on in full plate with a sword and a shield, this is your wizard. Fighter. Wizard. What am I? I don't know.
I think this is the fight to see wizards or sorcerers, because it's just like we've got 3 wizards.
We got spells for days.
Casters unite!
Okay, so there is something that I forgot to do, which was actually go through and find out different teams. So Yogi, what is your crowd, your fans called?
My fans, they're called the Yogsemites.
The Yogsemites.
And actually, on the basis that this is because obviously you just reminded us this is basically all casters in this party. Yogi is under the impression that she's attending a mathletes. Because she's surrounded by spellbods, she hasn't picked up that she's not.
You totally are, because I think we discussed this, didn't we? But geometry is the silent proficiency that all first level spellcasters get in 5th edition. We are expert mathematicians, each and every one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and except the sorcerer. He's just there in the field, just casting magic anyways.
Excuse me, I have to know geometry so I can drive my boat.
I don't know where it's a boat, not a ship. Interesting. So, so let's give some love on the
Vessel
chat
vibes.
for the Yogisemites. Yes,
Yeah, the Yogasemites.
Yogisemites. So to give us some love in the chat for that. See if you are on that particular crowd. That would be great. And let's go over to Captain.
Or don't whatever. Like I have an Instagram. It's not a big deal.
So let's pop over to Captain Zell. So what would your fans be called?
They're called the survivors, I guess. Because if you at any point and you survived, that itself is a mark of honor, and probably that you're devoted to me. So at some point, I just realized I didn't go over my class. Should I do that?
We should do that now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
As the captain of the Leviathan's Madness, which is our Spelljammer ship that we have, I spent my first 3 levels coming up on the streets of Eberron as a rogue, and then when I crossed over to the astral plane, I started picking up bits of magic from places that we raided across the the different planes, and I actually dabbled into shadow sorcery. So as we crossed the astral planes, the magic just got darker and darker and darker. It was nothing I'd ever seen in Eberron, and I just took to it like a horse takes to water when he's thirsty. An astral horse takes to star water when he's thirsty.
Yeah, man. We all love a bit of Star Water, don't we? I love Star Water.
It's the best.
It's so good.
My essence is probably something like a black fire. That just kind of radiates from me because there's a darkness, but my fascination with things that explode and burn, definitely serves my swashbuckling nature. Nice. And so those two marry themselves very well in my head.
Perfect. Thank you for filling in my mistake there by explaining your character. Thank you for that. So it's level 3, level 13, swashbuckler, rogue, shadow sorcerer. Thank you very much, Captain Zell. All right, Gados. What is the fans called? Let's find out.
Come on. All the fans that protect her have to be called the Bulwark.
The Bulwark. Yes.
Bulwark.
That's way better.
What's up?
I said my guess was the phalanx, but that's way better.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
But yeah, lovely. So let's get a bit of love over for the Bulwark. And also, hang on, I say, massive love to my subscribers. Thank you very much for that. And yes, go forth, Grace. It is Grace. We just got all the multi-class, and this is entirely your fault if this is the Grace I think you are. For opening that door, and now it is forever open and shall never be shut. So here we go with the multi-class. However, I am going to say, Josh Ellison coming in with the pure. Coming in with the singular inside this.
I don't blame you. You're living that wizard life, Josh. It's so hard to walk away from like the single class wizard life, man. I had to talk myself into it.
Once you've tasted the Kool-Aid, it's hard to put that cup down.
I needed shield proficiency, and the only way to get shield proficiency was to either pick up artificer or barbarian or fighter for 1 level. And fighter has the best 1 level dip for getting those shields. Otherwise, it would have been full wizard.
I'm going to have to say a massive, massive love and thank you for being here as well to the Neomancer 86. Neomancer, I absolutely adore you, and I've missed you very, very much because we've been playing the same module and you haven't been able to come and join us. But I'm so glad that you are here, my good friend. Thank you so much for all of those gifts that you just popped out as well. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. All right. So now we know who the wonder of this team is. But I think now we need to find out who or what your enemy is all about. So I'm going to be playing a little video in a moment. I think Zach's disappeared for a second. Oh no! It's back. So
yeah, I'm dying to know what's for dinner.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pop on the introduction for the monster, and then I won't be returning for a little while, as you then all have a chance to kind of go through your tactics for this particular session. Okay. And so I will see you guys at about 22 22-2. Yes, I'll see you then as we have a look at the Astral Dreadnaught.
Okay.
Enormous and terrifying monstrosities known as astral dreadnaughts haunt the silvery void of the astral plane, causing planar travelers to shudder at the very thought of them. They have been gliding through the astral mist since the dawn of the multiverse, trying to devour all other creatures they encounter. As big as an ancient red dragon and covered head to tail in layers of thick, spiked plates, a dreadnought has two gnarled limbs that end in razor-sharp pincer claws. Constellations appear to swirl in the depths of its single eye, and its serpentine armored tail trails off into the silvery void. An astral dreadnought lives a solitary existence. On the rare occasion when two dreadnoughts meet, they typically fight until one tires of the conflict and departs. Some mighty villains have enslaved astral dreadnoughts and used them to terrifying effect.
All right. Time.
My friend,
Man.
now it's time to conspire.
Yes.
So
Let's go.
How are we
very
feeling?
straightforward. Oliveri is very simple. I just need to get in melee range. That's it. That's it.
Mhm.
I'm bringing my own haste. We'll see how long it endures. But if you guys can get me there, I will go to work as best I can.
Well, could maybe cast Fly on you. Have Fly and Haste going at the same time.
I will take it. I only need it for one round, at which point concentration is your own. But you guys tell me what I could do for you here.
Well, really, I was thinking, that Joe's gone and it's time for us to conspire. We just leave. I mean, come on. No party to kill.
Can't lose if you don't fight.
Exactly.
Battlefield removal, still not an L.
Yeah,
While
right.
I feel like that would actually increase the likelihood that we all survive the next few hours. I feel like it would be greatly anticlimactic to the people that have come here to watch us bleed and cry out for mercy.
Yeah, it probably would.
I mean, to be honest, sticking around for the fight is Yogi's only chance of survival because she's never walked away from a fight in her life. And if she did leave, she'd be dead of shame by nightfall.
Yes.
Has she actually participated in any fights to begin with? So this would be her first one.
She's been in one other
I gotta
fight. And that's where she learned that apparently it's not appropriate to firebolt a boy if he's mean to you. So that's why she went down the abjuration path.
I gotta say,
A
Captain,
hell of a fight.
I gotta say, Captain's orders. If you're a crew of the Leviathan's madness, we don't run away from fights.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Must have been a hell of a fight to
Anyways.
get 16th level. Anyway, you guys are much more complex than I am. You have a myriad of spell options and choices that need to interlock in a sophisticated and beautiful geometric pattern of destruction upon this enemy. So,
Allegedly.
yeah, tell me what you need.
Who really needs to go early in the initiative order? Really, I mean, I'm thinking Philly, probably you do, so that you can get moving straight away, get straight into melee range.
Have at me, please.
So what I'm thinking is I'm going to cast Gift of Alacrity on probably you and maybe myself as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just an extra D8 for the initiative roll right at the beginning.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then, Josh, you've got some melee options as well that you were playing with, haven't you?
I'm mainly a melee wizard. I do have, obviously I still have range spells, so I can still throw stuff around at range if I need to. But I'm basically going to be popping Tensor's Transformation and just walking in swinging.
So maybe a haste on you would be good as well.
Yep. Then also War Mage, by concentrating on a spell, get +2 AC and +2 to saving throw just by concentrating on spells. And so concentrating on Tensor's Transformation, that just boosts my AC right there. Then as a reaction, when I'm forced to make a saving throw or if I'm being hit, I can also spend my reaction to boost my AC or saving throws by 2 AC or 4 to my saving throws. However, on my next turn, I cannot cast a spell level beyond cantrip. But in Tensor's Transformation, I can't cast spells anyways.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's good and done. And then outside of it, if I have to cast cantrips, Green Flame Blade all day, and I can still get away without casting higher level spells. And then the higher level spells will be when I'm not in melee and need to throw something around.
Cantrip while you're concentrating?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's
you can't cast if you cast another concentration spell, then you lose your 1 concentration. But any instant casts are fine. That includes cantrips for the most part.
Yeah. Like for example, I'm stacking like 3 or 4 spells before we go in, and I can do that because none of them have concentration.
Yeah, same. I'm going to be looking to like drop Longstrider, Mirror Image, and then haste on myself and like just go in there like locked and loaded. That's it. I don't want to
assuming you cast haste on me. Yeah, assuming you cast haste on me, I'll be sitting. If I use my reaction, I'll be sitting at 27 AC as a wizard.
I think I'm going to cast haste on you.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be very smart. So here's the thing: if I go earlier in the initiative order, I'm just looking at how far I can Thunderstep, because Philly, I will take you straight into melee range. I can Thunderstep 300 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go before you in initiative, the only thing that changes, unless they somehow silence me in a single turn, is that I'm going to Thunderstep you and me at it. And technically it says any creature within 10 feet, so I think I can take more than one.
I think you can take one, I think.
Because each creature within 10 feet.
I think if you upcast
it's each creature within 10 feet of him. So it's
a whole
each creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
That said, I want to be spread out. I do not want to have anyone next to each other during this fight.
We need to spread out badly. Yeah, we need to like not be on top of each other. If we're both going to be in melee, we should like constantly be dancing for flanking and all of that.
Yeah.
So
this thing, I bet it has AOE.
So.
Yeah. So here's my plan: is if I go first in the initiative order, I'm going to Thunderstep myself and Philly in.
Okay.
And then my second turn is going to be to get around it. Even if I have to like go the long way to stay within his reach, just go around back so that we're spread out. I'm thinking like cardinal directions. And then the nice thing is, because this thing is so big and Joe already loaded it into the arena, the first thing I'm going to do is drop Firestorm. And I'm gonna drop it right on this thing. I'm gonna do
it's 20 by 20 in there for people that can't see the board yet.
Average damage right now is going to be like, even if he burns one of his legendary resistances, I'm gonna be dropping close to 150 damage right away. So I'm just gonna drop my Firestorm because I'm not dealing with getting mind controlled. That's all what happened last time. So I'm going to drop Firestorm. As soon as that's done, I'm thinking that there's only one other thing that I'm interested in right away, which is summon my Shadow Blade at 5th level. And then I'm just going to start doing literally as much damage as I can. I think we ran some calculations on it. With the fact that I have sneak attack damage no matter what, I can be invisible. Well, I can be mostly invisible. And I'm always going to be attacking with no creature near me, so I get automatic advantage as long as none of you guys are near me. I'll be always attacking with advantage, and I'll be getting sneak attack each time. So that's pretty much
swashbucklers.
Swashbucklers, man.
And then basically I hit, I get out, and then next turn I get in, hit, and get out. And I plan to just dance completely outside of the range that he can hit me. if Shadowblade drops or anything happens, I can always recast it. I've got a couple 5th level spell slots that I can do stuff with. Otherwise, I'm just going to drop like my hardest hitting spells if at any point Shadowblade drops and I can't bring it back up. But I'm also our emergency like oh shit button. So
well, that's a great point. Yeah, it's very funny because between the 4 of us, do we have a cure wounds? One?
Nope.
Don't have a cure wounds.
None of us can heal.
I have 21. I have an Asmar ability that I can lay my hands on you and divide it up. I have 21 points of healing. So if you go down, I can sweep over there, put a point on you to get you out of saving throws, and you're up for another round.
And we have 2 second wins.
I just want to say, this is like legit boss fights without a net, my friends. We have 0 healing between 4 player characters. This is how you do it. If you want to go in for a real TPK fight and put your neck on the chopping block for your dungeon master's enjoyment and the approval of others, we've committed fully. I'm really proud of us. I just want to take this moment now before we're weeping to just acknowledge that.
We do have 1 net on a technicality. I took polymorph. If someone is really effed, I can polymorph them into a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they will have a Tyrannosaurus Rex's HP until they are reduced to 0 of what health they just gained. So if someone gets really screwed up, we have one oh shit button, and I can cast it 3 times.
On the subject of polymorph, it's worth saying that I had a similar thought. I've also packed polymorph in my lunchbox. And basically got the chance to speak to Joe earlier, and he was happy for beasts from obviously like books outside of Wizards of the Coast, like particularly Kobold Press. So may I recommend a Spinosaurus as opposed to a Tyrannosaurus? It's a big step up in CR there. Like in terms of the power of the creature. Like I asked him about it earlier.
And end up killing this as 3 Spinosauruses. I mean,
it's doable, I think.
I just want to point out my dear friend Grace in the chat, who fought in this last thing and actually landed the killing blow on the Demogorgon, lest we forget so quickly, was just reminding us how important their plan was last time to polymorph the Demogorgon into a frog. So I think that we should just perhaps keep that in our back pocket, though I may advocate for turning it into a turtle so it's very slow and we can catch up to it while we're all hasted.
Well,
so
just make sure we burn those legendary resistances first. We got to make sure those are gone.
I'm just saying, if one of you wizards with polymorph ends up alone with the rest of us dead around you, then go for the turtle maneuver.
Yeah.
Turtle, and then unfortunately we don't have ninth level spells because turtle power would kill.
Yeah. On what you just said, Josh. So kind of my benchmark strategy throughout this is going to be burning legendary resistances. That's where my main focus is going to fall, unless battlefield control or damage seems like the more prudent thing that round. And so I'm going to be dropping Mind Sliver like crazy because it's intelligence saving throw, and it takes a D4 off their next saving throw if they fail it.
Huge.
Yeah, so it's just a great way to burn through those legendary resistances. And once I've got all my defensive stuff set up, which I'll have when we start, basically, that's what I'm going to be focused on, that and just like not getting hit.
I am being very flippant, but my agenda is just to go in and like erupt for one good round of combat. From there, I just am going to try to like be a consistent, steady man. It sounds like we want the Fizzlekins. I'm sorry, what's your name again? What are the characters' names?
Gatos Talamor.
Gatos. It sounds like we want you to be like eating the hits. So I have a bunch of battle master maneuvers. I am not going to go for like the goading strike and try to like tank this thing. Like I've got some hit points, but I'm not like, I'm here to do damage, not take it, really, right? So sure. Yeah. Okay.
I might be able to help you out with that as well, Philly, with the projected arcane ward.
Okay. Tinsa's transformation also gives 50 temp HP, so we walk in, I'll be sitting at 198 HP while that's active. So again, all you fighters and barbarians out there who love your high HP pools, 198 HP on a wizard level 16.
You have more hit points than me, and I'm a 15th or an 11th level fighter. Anyway, are you guys feeling good about this? We feel like we have a good steady basis. Like my spells are really just there as panic buttons, right? I have blink. I'm never going to be able to cast it. I'm looking to get one haste on myself, and then shield.
Shield,
if I'm lucky enough to shield, I will shield. But other than that, the magic is really, I will fire off with the Longstrider mirror image to come out of the gate with a little something there. I also have 2 portent rolls as a diviner, so I'm going to make 2 rolls when Joe gets back, and we get to pick 2 saving throws for him or attack rolls. And I'm a real bastard. I'm a real son of a bitch, you guys. They invited me on Sabotage the DM. So I brought Portent and I brought Luck. And I get to just re-roll Joe's rolls. So I'm actually just coming in here with the pure tactical strategy of manipulating as many of the Dungeon Master's dice as we possibly can. That's it. That's all I got. I got that and an action surge. So cross your fingers. Let's see what we do. That's it.
Yeah, the only other thing that I can add... The only other thing I can add is you guys certainly don't need to worry about getting out of the way. If I have to resort to spells, as a sorcerer, one of the meta magic feats that I took was Careful Spell. So I can spend a sorcery point per person and just make sure y'all don't get hit.
That's
but I also took...
encouraging.
Yeah. I also took Empower Spell, Quicken Spell, and Subtle Spell. So in case it can silence me, I can still cast... Unless it says that I can't. And
I just want to know that empowered spell I think is going to be more important than we think it is. If you can raise the spell DC, the save DC on any of these saving throws, do it. And on top of which, I want to say to those of you without quick spell,
doesn't it?
Maybe one of them, I don't know if you took it, lets you raise your spell DC. That's my bad. I don't know my meta magic well. What I do know is that the rest of you without Careful Spell, you should feel very comfortable killing Oliveri. He comes here with full awareness that his destiny is laid out before him.
He signed the NDA.
I think that he leans forward to you as we're gathered on the bows of the ship, and he would say to you, "My friends, I've seen in the dreams for the entirety of my life, everything leading to this moment. It is as though I were designed for this very instance that will pass before us. What lies beyond the ship I cannot say. I am uncertain of the foe which awaits us, though it hearkens to me of the astral void, of the stars that tell our future, of which the portents hold. But I assure you that should I die on this day, my fate will be fulfilled. I have had the blessing to meet the chosen of Lathander. I have seen the legions of the Iron Giant. I am surrounded by wombats in my dreams, and I will someday be born again to repeat this cycle. But today, on this day, I'm here to die and to kill.
Very well. Very
serious math, probably.
Oh no, that's him being pretty casual, right? That's breakfast.
Yeah. Morbid as always. Don't worry, you'll be protected.
Yes. A very, very inspiring speech. Clearly, we do not leave crew members behind. Our Spelljammer ship will take us to the ends of the earth. So even if you were to fall this day, you will finish your contract on this ship.
Yes. I just want to reassure you, as you have taken great strides to ensure that your magics are woven around me in the heart of battle, you others, you may see fit to burn my flesh to unholy degrees to see that our foe is felled on this day. Or even though you think that you have been brought here haphazardly, by circumstance and misfortune and accident, this is no mere mathlete's tournament. Yuki, it is fate. The stars have foretold it. We are bound by destiny.
Destiny!
Okay. That sounds kind of cool. Hey, should we take a selfie real quick?
Yes.
Get one.
So we could what is it? So we can mark the occasion, right?
Yes.
Just a call comes up and quick draws a selfie on a parchment.
And I put it on my shoulder,
And I kind of lean back so you can get the right angle.
Yeah, nice. Oh, I can see you've done these before, Azel.
Welcome
Is that why
back,
you're the
Joe.
Hello.
I sense our doom approaching. I've seen it in the stars.
Okay, so that was your 22 minutes. As I came on just at the last second, I was like, are they role playing? How dare they?
Yes.
How dare they role play without me? I feel rejected.
That's what we're here for, man.
Actually,
No,
saying
Joe.
that, I just make this clear. I'm wearing my own magic item today. I'm wearing the dungarees of power.
I fear them. I
Yeah.
fear them.
Fear the dungarees, therefore they are powerful. Great. So I'm glad you had a nice little time there. It's so weird walking away from your own stream and just knowing that it's going off on its own. It's quite nice.
It's good. You left it okay.
But I will say, for those of you who have just joined us, welcome to Total Party Knockout Fight 2, the Astral Dreadnaught. As we see this wonderful group of players that you've been listening to for the last 20 minutes, fight an Astral Dreadnaught in the arena, which is beautifully drawn by our good friend Ben Randal, or Benj. So if you definitely want to, we're hoping that we're going to be able to release this map out so everybody can have a play with it and enjoy it. And you might notice there's a few changes to the map from the last battle. So we might see a few scuffs here and there by the pillar. We might see a few marks here and there from the last battle, which is always lovely, as Ben just constantly updating that map. All right. So shall we begin? Should we play some D&D? Let's play some D&D. Should we play some D&D? Let's play some D&D. All right.
Mortal Kombat.
So it begins.
The techno kicks in.
Okay. So there's a kid sat at a desk. He's looking up at the clock. It's 5 to 3. His feet are tapping on the ground. His dad said there was a surprise this evening. He was waiting. He's not listening to the maths. I'm sure he won't need maths, ever. No one needs maths. Not even for his hobbies do you ever need maths. So he doesn't listen. The school bell rings as he runs out of space school, out into the open void, and there, sitting in his dad has his own space Volvo, sitting, waiting, as he has the door open. The kid runs and dives in, also using the lack of gravity and sort of the minimal gravity to float his way through as he lands into the car and sits down. He looks up at his dad. Where are we going? What's the surprise? And his dad goes, well, we're going to have to wait and see. As he pulls the car off as they drive down the space highway and straight into traffic. Boom. As we see them, as Dad turns on the aircon, fiddles with it, changes the temperature. We come back 15 minutes later and they've moved about 20 feet. And this goes on for about 2 or 3 hours until suddenly over the mists of a nebula opens up as we see the arena. The Randal Arena. As the kid looks up and he's like, are we going to the ball game? And his dad turns to him and says, no, son. We're going to see some monster eat and destroy 4 poor people as they arrive in this arena. He's like, yay! As we see them park the car, and as they come out to the ticket office, they go through, they get their hot dogs, they get their cokes, they get their beers, they make their way through into the stands. As we see the arena slowly filling up with people. There's like somebody with like a big W written on like a foam finger, sort of flapping in the air. There's other people. They've got these kind of like small yogurt pots, and they're like tapping them, smacking them. And there's like a couple of guys with their t-shirts off that spell out Yosemite, yes, across their stomachs. You can see that across the way there's also a group that have a bunch of shields, and they're slamming the shields as they're sort of standing and waiting. And then of course in the other corner we can see there's a group that have their kind of eyes patched over, and all they're shouting and chanting is ahoy, ahoy, as they're screaming through, as it begins to kind of fill up, as the frenzy begins to kind of build within the Randal Arena. The first time that the Randal has ever appeared in the astral plane itself. And a sudden shudder Everything begins to sort of shake slightly as the sunlight from the center of the nebula begins to sort of darken. As we see this great ship begin to move over, there's screams of panic. No one's ever seen this before. As they look up, there's a fear that they might be here to attack, using this opportunity of mass people to destroy as many as possible. As these lights are flicking through, spinning around, some begin to kind of realize that it is the space pirates themselves, as they begin to fear even more. Have they used this opportunity? As the lights spin underneath and look under the wings itself, as it says, "We're here to kick Astral Dreadnaught butt." And as the music kicks off, as the crowd goes absolutely wild, as we see the Leviathan's madness spin and turn, almost dancing in the air itself, waiting for the battle. As we see the Red Queen look up, she speaks to the crowd and she says, "Special dispensation has been given for this group of our champions. I think you all know who they are." And there's like a cacophony of different shouts and different sounds, from yogurt pots to shields to ahoys. Like this constant noise is just kind of kicking around the arena. As we kind of move up, as the camera twists, as we come into the ship itself, as we see 4 characters stand in their cargo hold. As suddenly, these objects begin to appear in front of them. As you see that there is a box for each of you. And there is a crystal that sits in front of all. Now you understand that the crystals must be worn so that you do return and come down to the fight at the right time. And do not, what's the word, Welsh on your agreement. So I think we see I think Oliveri goes to kind of take a step, and then Captain Zell kind of puts their hand forward to go first, of course. As we see over
just a moment, lad.
As you
As fate dictates, Captain.
As you walk forward, there's like a tube in brown paper, and they're written in marker. It just said Zell across the side of it. It looks about 2 meters long, and it seems like a big, thick, like round piece like this. So you walk over to the package, and you whip out your rapier, and you slide it down, and out falls this like beautiful Persian rug as it sits in front of you. As you look down to it, you place your hand onto the object itself, and you say those magic words.
Come on.
Arise!
And it just goes vroom, vroom, as the carpet of flying stands in front of you. You step on and glide around the cargo hold, sort of enjoying yourself a while, standing in your pose, which is known throughout on your Instagram account, as you stand waiting for the others to pick up their items. Oliveri again.
Hey, Yogurt, take a picture. This will be great for the gram.
I think you're on mute, my friend.
Josh, can't hear you.
You're muted, Josh.
I think Yogi's too focused on getting the picture right.
Can't hear it over the fanfare of the crowd.
No, we just can't
Yeah,
hear
that's
you.
what's going on.
So I think Yogi kind of takes the photo.
Yeah, so Yogi takes the photo, and she's so focused on it that she's actually spilling the pot of apricot petit falou that she was snacking on before the ice showed up. It's like dripping onto the floor of the ship.
I will mage hand it back into her jar. Oh, you're losing your snack.
Oh, thanks. No, I need that. I got low blood sugar, so I needed to concentrate for the trimathlon.
That's ironic. I too have low blood sugar, says Oliver as he like scrapes it off the floor. Like, yes.
Ollie, here, and she pulls out like 3 tubes of fruit out of her cloak and just hands them over.
Excellent.
I've
Yeah.
only got raspberry left. Sorry.
Thank you.
I think on Averic, you then stop and you look over the objects. And you realise it's not your time. So as another steps forward, this like chunk, chunk, chunk sort of sound kind of kicks over, almost in time to the sounds of the shields being bashed underneath. As you walk over to a package, which is about sort of like head sort of size, and you see that there's these like giant horns that are sort of sticking out of it, like not wrapped quite well. You know how like your auntie wraps really badly. You have one aunt that wraps really badly at Christmas. Here, this is it. As you just it just has on there like "Gad" written across the side in black marker. As you want to walk over, and how do you open it? Do you just like go mad and just
No. Come on. You gotta take out the dagger, snip each piece of tape, unfold it lightly. She may be crap at rapping, but you still gotta respect it and just.
I think Oliveri looks at Yogi like, this guy.
All right.
As you unwrap,
I mean, he belongs at a triathlon, that's for sure.
as you unwrap, you see this like beautiful gold shape begin to appear, encrusted in jewels, as this helm sits in front of you. Did you hold on to it? Yes, Bizzlekins. As you hold on to it, you realise you are holding the helm of brilliance as you place it onto your head. We'll do those rolls in a little bit, Fizzle. All right.
Okay.
As he kind of
Just makes you look smarter. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm brilliant. Can't you tell?
I foresaw the glimmering myriad of 1,000 stars upon your brow the first time I met you. Yes, it looks very good. More pictures.
and all you can hear in the background is like
Yeah. Just like chewing gum and snapping pics. That's what Yogi's doing while all this is going on.
as Yogi
Love it.
as Yogi, you see like a bag, like you know those kind of like nice shopping bags with the handles on them, and it just says the Queen of Many Colors gift shop written underneath it. And then,
Somebody
of course,
went to the
written
Candlekeep Mall for you.
it literally written in black marker, just YOG. They didn't even bother putting the I on the ends.
Yog. Who's Yog?
She kind of walk over to the object.
Yeah, and Yogi sort of saunters over. She pulls out her gum and sticks it behind her ear, and then like just fully opens the bag and pulls out like this cloak, this sort of robe cape thing that is just like all the colors of the rainbow, and it sort of like twinkles under the light. And I think she recognizes it from stories she's heard about it. But all she says is like, "Oh, this is fucking sick! I am gonna rule Pride this year."
As you
And
sort
just
of
like, throws it on straight away.
as you see Yogi throw on the robe of scintillating color, as he sort of recognized this object as something very important and very powerful in the ways of wizards, as you all are magic casters.
Very pretty.
Give me your phone. I need some. I'll get you some pictures.
Oh yeah. Wait, try and get it in panorama. I'll do a twirl.
Dude,
I like fly around her in a circle. Like I fly around her in a circle, getting like all the angles. Like she's got a back shot. She's got a front shot. She's got like the profile.
Really lovely. As the whole time of this, Oliveri is just like staring at their watch. And then it goes tick and they walk forward. As the seconds.
It is time.
As you walk over to what looks like a very long, thin box. I mean, it's huge, actually. It's almost sort of covers most of the cargo hold. It's in a box. Yeah, it's in a box.
Okay, and you said the gem is sitting on top of it?
Yeah, the gems are all sort of sat just in front of your objects. And you all know about the gems that you need to place these on. afterwards to make sure that.
Yeah, so I think he picks up the gem and just he tosses it back and swallows it quickly, and then he just lifts up the box, tucking it under his arm, at which when he like reaches behind his back, and it's just like ka-chink, and he takes like this big fuck off buster sword that he has strapped on there and just drops it onto the floor like, I'm ready.
And as you kind of grab hold of this sword, like you accidentally sort of touch the side of the box, and it just slices straight through it.
I knew that would happen. That's okay. Don't worry.
As you kind of put in the great sword of sharpness into the back, as you see that great hilt that just sits outside of the head, as you all stand ready. The rest of the gems, I think what we see is like Oliveri's stomach kind of go bing, 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 bing. So like colours like come through their stomach, and all the other gems start pinging off. And you understand this to mean that you have 10 minutes before you have to make your way down into the arena itself.
I take my gem and I place it into my forehead and fuse it right there. So
it is beautiful. What colour is your gem?
It's like an azure blue. It's similar to the blue of the Persian rug.
Nice.
And then I call over one of our crew members who's kind of like the dad of the group. He's like the only responsible crew member we have because none of us can be trusted.
Is he the one who drives this station wagon around whenever we need to get places?
Yeah, we don't have to drive it.
Vice Captain Jenkins, I'll need you here for my intro.
Sorry, what? What, Gavin? I can't quite hear you. What? And he kind of like comes a bit further forward.
He's like, oh, I forgot. I touch my throat and thaumaturgy and go, Vice Captain Jenkins, I need you here for my intro. Step aboard.
Yes. All right, you are, Gavin. And he sort of just like wanders over, so as he kind of gets up. So slowly makes his way. It's going to take him the whole time you guys are preparing to get over to where you need him. So you guys now have 10 minutes to sort of like prepare. So what was it you would like to do? So let's just go around the circle. Let's start with Philly, and then we'll go Josh, Fizzle, and then Zach to finish up.
Okay, the first thing I would like to do, I'm rolling 2 D20s right now for my divine or portent features. Okay. So I'm holding on to these 2 rolls for sometime later in the fight. I get a 17 and a 10.
Great.
Nice.
The second thing I'm going to do is cast Long Strider on myself. Okay. So my movement feet is bumped 10 feet. Finally, I will cast Mirror Image, like right before we're about to eject. And like the instant that I'm jumping out of the ship, I cast Haste.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right.
That is what I'm doing.
Okay, so let's move over to Josh. Sorry, to Yogi.
Okay. So to start with, Yogi sort of like signs an invisible crown around her head and casts Crown of Stars on herself. 7 motes of light then appear and circle her head. I think they give off dim light of like 30 feet. I don't think that'll be relevant though. Then she is going to stand next to Ollie and kind of say, hey, can I take a look at your watch real quick?
Yes, of course.
And she sort of looks at the back of it, and what she does is she takes a tiny strip of tinfoil out of her pocket and a bit of gum from the back of her ear and like sticks the tinfoil to the back of the watch. And it makes the minute hand sort of like tick backwards and forwards, and I cast Gift of Alacrity on Ollie.
Nice.
And then immediately on myself as well. Then I'm going to cast Major Armor on myself. Sorry, it's a bit of a long list, guys.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Go for it.
So that's going to take my armor class up to 17. And then basically the last 18 seconds before we hit that arena floor, just to make these things last as long as possible, in order, I want to cast Haste on Gados, and then Blink and Mirror Image on myself.
Cool. Okay, so Fizzle, what are you up to?
All right. I'll ask one quick question, given since we're jumping from a ship now versus starting on the bottom.
Before we go into that, I have an idea for the intro that's going to be pretty badass. But yes, assume that you're falling from the ship.
Well, I know, but that influences spells like Tensor's floating disc, which cannot go through elevation.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say, for me, right, there's a certain thing like this. There's a badass track going on at the moment, which sort of tells me that when it comes to intros, like, the music tells me you could do it, so it doesn't matter. So...
Okay. All right, music rules. Music rules. I'm just making sure because, ideally, to be cast when I'm already on the field and for the preparation. So, anyways...
Sorry, I'm just going to add one more thing. I'm not going to do anything different. I'm not doing anything different. It's just to say that once Mage Armor is cast, my Arcane Ward also comes into effect.
Yeah, because it's an abjuration spell.
Yeah. No, sorry, Josh.
No worries. Let's go ahead and roll for the Helm of Brilliance to see how many gems I have.
Yep. So, what are you going to roll here?
Go.
Yeah. First, we start off with 1d10 of diamonds.
Oh.
Apparently, I did 1d0.
Oh, that's good. Confuse me for
I was going to say, how did you get it?
Impressive.
Yeah, really well done.
Impressive. Yeah, crit. You can see it's green and everything. It's a crit 0. Okay, 4 diamonds. We mark that down. How many fire opals is it? It is...
Not yet, Melissa. They're not dead yet. Don't worry.
We're not dead yet. I'll try.
Soon, Melissa. I'm on my way. I'm trying.
Okay, so how many rolls have we got to do?
Die. It's 4 rolls for... so we got 17 rubies on this helm. Because this determines what's on the helm.
Yep.
So... 17 rubies. Oh, come back.
Helm looks fly as a mother.
3d10 fire opals. 7 fire opals. And let's see how many normal opals there are. It's 4d10 normals.
$19. That's a bit better.
Yep. I mean, I know which ones I'm prioritizing, so it's fine.
Okay.
Anyways, now, also for preparation, I'm going to cast... first, I'll go and cast Tensor's Floating Disc, so the Tensor's Floating Disc is there. Then, I'm going to use the Creation spell, taking some wood that I have to create powder kegs. Then I'll cast it again with using... the freaking gunpowder that is the spell component for Fireball to fill said kegs with gunpowder. Having done the math to see how many powder kegs at the dimensions of 13 inches by 11 inches, which is one of the standard dimensions of a powder keg, I can get 20 powder kegs on this Tensor's Floating Disc. So that's madness. 20 powder kegs that each do 7d6 fire damage. They explode. And I'm going to hit it with a fireball.
Yeah, let's hope that your... I think it's your helm, isn't it? Let's hope that your helm doesn't hit any fire damage. Let's see what happens there.
The helm specifies the source of damage has to be from a spell. So Dragon's doesn't count. Be standing in an explosion of fire doesn't count. It actually specifies the source has to be from a fire spell.
You can see my evil plans working in my brain.
Yeah.
No, I'm worried about that cool music rule right now, my friends. That's what I'd be stressing about. How are you? The music sounds pretty dope.
Oh, Benj is here. Welcome, Benj. Your map is looking gorgeous. We're going to reveal that in a second. But what else would you like to...
You did such a crazy good job.
Yeah, man. So what are you going to do, Gados? What's the rest of your preparation?
All right. Next, I have to go through my spells again. I'm going to cast Mind Blank on myself.
Ooh.
That's my 8th level spell. Lasts 24 hours until the spell ends. I'm immune to psychic damage. Any effect that would sense my emotions or thoughts or divination spells and the charm condition, I'm immune to.
Okay, cool. Just want to point that out. Philly, make sure you're aware of that. No divination spells.
On me in particular. That's
On
it.
him in particular.
Okay, that's no problem.
Yeah, you just get target divination.
This astral dreadnought may kill you, but it will not know how you feel, and I will not divine this.
Now, one of my favorite things about Mind Blank is this spell even foils wish spells and spells of other effects of similar power that would affect my mind.
Yep.
But that's the
Martial-
spell we play. But
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do? 'Cause
Racial healing hands, does that count as a divination spell?
if it's marked, no. But if
No.
it's marked as
Okay.
divination, then it is. But otherwise, that's a feature that doesn't count in there.
Yeah, it's not a spell.
So
Okay.
let's see.
Gados, anything else?
Yes.
Well, it's taken us an
Going
hour and
to-
10 to get to here.
Hey, it's still
really?
going.
Can I request a short bathroom break before battle starts?
Wait, why don't you
Or would
just
it be
go?
best for-
Just, if you just go
Just
now.
like go now while other people are setting up.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good, Josh.
Yeah.
Plenty
All
of time.
right.
You got
In
plenty
the
of time.
middle-
Don't worry.
Right in the middle of
Yogi's
the
one
field,
weakness is a bladder the size of a golf ball.
No problems, man.
I'm going to cast Mordekainen's Faithful Hound to summon a Phantom Watchdog in the very middle of the battlefield.
Okay. What's the range on that?
I mean, I can wait till we jump down, I guess, because we're up. I don't know how high we are. It's 30-foot range, but I have no idea where the hell we are at the
No,
moment.
you won't be able to cast that. I'm going to ask you to cast that if you want it in the battle.
Okay, that's fine. It's only an action. So it's going to be a prep spell. Let's see. Right before we jump in, mirror image on myself.
I love you all taking a mirror image.
Of course.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter on my end. It really doesn't.
I know.
I know that
Sure,
Philly
it
knows.
does.
That's the thing. I know
know.
that
Sure,
Philly
still
knows.
does.
All right.
And I prep.
Nice. So we kind of watch this great Gados, the great Githyanki, just sort of deftly and delicately kind of put these things together, which I think is gorgeous.
Yep.
Look, there's these like cases and cases and cases of like gunpowder just sort of appear in the storehold. As we pop over,
On the tension field, yes.
we pop over to Captain Zell. So Captain Zell, what are you going to be doing for your prep?
So, throughout all of this, Captain Izel is just kind of off in his own world. He spends 8 of his 10 minutes fixing his hair and making sure that his outfit is just right. And then the last 2 minutes before, he casts Mage Armor on himself, bringing his AC up to 16 for the next hour. And he casts... where is it?
I also missed a spell.
Sorry, and he casts Mirror Image on himself. So you start to see several of him kind of phasing out of himself and phasing back in as they are all like just a second behind him. It looks like a kind of almost like a trippy effect, like you were on drugs, where like he does this and then like 3 more of him do that. And you just get this nice flutter effect. And then he casts as a concentration spell, Shadow Blade. So he takes his sword and he, again, just like kind of measures and looks at all the dimensions and makes sure it's all perfect. And then he puts it away, holds his arm out, and the shadows of the hold coalesce into a perfect copy of his blade as he forms it out of, like, literally the shadows from the hold, like, suck toward his hand as he forms it into this energy and then just grabs a hilt that isn't there, and as he draws it, it makes itself out of the imaginary hilt.
Nice.
And he goes, yeah, that'll do. And then he just kind of, reverse holds it and just kind of sits there. And with that, the last thing he does is it's not really a spell, but he's just... he puts his Shadow Blade down and he kind of goes like this, and crackling in this hand is lightning going between his fingers, and in this hand a small compressed ball of flame that seems to be getting brighter and brighter by the second, just as if preparing and then he just kind of blinks them out of existence and goes, "All right, ready, chaps."
Nice.
And then also, like I said, real fast, I forgot one spell. I will add to the twinkliness of my helm by also casting Crown of Stars.
Nice.
And so, and 7 more twinkles also appear around this very sparkly helm to begin with.
14 twinkles of death.
Nice.
14 twinkles of death.
Lovely. I want to do a bit of a shout out to my shiny crabs out there. Thank you, Stuart. Yes, I know it's bait. I know they want me to kill a dog because they know that that's what I do on my channel.
Why would you do that?
No, it's a bad. I think I kicked a dog once in one of the NPCs kicked a dog in one of the sessions, and it's now. I know it's now shadowed.
Thankfully, more kind of respectful hound you can't actually attack. So.
Did you harm a cute animal on the internet?
That's
because
exactly
that was a really bad idea.
That's exactly what I did.
Monster.
It's like you can have Strahd massacre all of Barovia, but if you have one NPC kick a dog, you best believe the PCs will hunt them to the ends of the earth.
Exactly. But I still want to say mass thank you to my shiny crabs out there. I know you're there. Tap, tap, tap.
Man, love to Stuart. We love Stuart. I love Stuart over at DM Philly.
Oh man, Stu's the best. Okay, so great. So suddenly the lights go and go full color, as you know that this is now the time for you to jump. As you sort of overhear in the back, what you hear is like, so we got to go back down, and we see this announcer sort of standing in the middle. He's got like a bow tie on. His face looks as if he's like may have had like lots of work, and he's sort of like pulled back like this, and he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, all in-betweenies, welcome!" And he sort of like carries on with that. And Mike is somehow like pulling out from the ground. It's almost like what's that spell with the rope that can kind of go off into
rope trick?
Rope trick. It's got like rope trick, but it's a microphone. And he's sort of like holding it. And he says, "I'd like to welcome to you your champions, Yogi." As the sort of the crowd begin to go absolutely wild, as Yogi, this is your entrance. As the doors of the cargo hold kind of like open up.
Hold on 1 sec. I don't mean to step on you.
Oh, you're stepping on me. You're stepping on me at the moment. This is music time. So music, the thing opens up as it's Yogi's moment to shine. I'm going to restart the music because he's got enough time to do what he needs to do. Yogi.
So Yogi, just kind of hearing her name start to be announced, just turns around to the rest of the crew, and she pulls out her piece of bubble gum from behind her ear, and she like stretches it out in her like buck teeth, and she sticks one end of it to the edge of the hatch where she's going to jump out, and then the other one she just keeps in her teeth, and through like her gritted teeth, she's just like, "Well, this is the weirdest trimathlon I've ever been to, but let's go crush some dweebs, I guess." And then she just jumps backwards out of the hatch and like bungee jumps using her bubble gum, and it just like stretches, and then she just like lightly pads down onto the arena floor, and then opens her mouth, and it just goes "Prow!" and flies back up into the ship.
Those people with their yogurt pots are going absolutely crazy. If you stand, like, yeah, exactly, shines the glasses, arm in the air as we kind of see them through. You're the first to kind of land, and this is probably sometimes it's more maybe even the first time that people have even seen this crew, because most people die before you'd be able to even remember the faces of this crew. As the announcer sort of stands and goes, "The eye, the one that can see all of very."
And I think as the chamber opens on the side of the ship and Oliveri steps up, 7 feet tall, green dreadlocks drooping around him, he unsheathes the sword, looking down at the crosspiece where we see the faint acid etching of 5 letters, W, A-N-D-A, and he just looks at it like, yes, my love, destiny. And he brings it up to his big green lips with this soft, gentle kiss and turns, looking at the captain and his compatriot, the war wizard, like, I've seen this moment. We will not all survive, but it will be glorious. Also, I had the foresight to tie this rope to the deck of the ship. Have the rope leaping from the ship, swinging down into the arena where he locks eyes with one small boy who drove here in a space Volvo this afternoon with dear old dad. And as he eats his space hot dogs, Oliver winks and heavily, boom, and like a crashing tumble onto the ground, picking himself up, dusting off his face.
That's all we hear in the crowd is "Whoa!" as it kind of sweeps around. This kid is like his hot dog. The hot dog drops out the other side, as he's just like, oh, and he's an absolute awe, and he begins shouting, and he becomes like that furied person who hates what the referee says.
He's pointing the sword up into the crowd. That boy, you got someday.
Gorgeous. And then they sort of stop something, and the crowd goes sort of quiet, and they just hear this doom, 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 as like the corner just start going absolutely wild. The shield. They say, "Oh, doom, get us, Talimon."
So for this one, I sit on top of all the powder kegs that are on my Tensor's floating disc, and just kind of nudge myself off the side, and it just kind of descends slowly, spiraling. And I'm just sitting there with my spell book open,
smoking around the keg effects.
yeah. And then I'll use prestidigitation to, like blow out some smoke and have, and it'll blow out some smoke that'll form like a dragon that'll like circle me, and then it swoops out, and like it swoops like it's going to attack me, and like right as that's coming up, I lift up my book, and it hits and just like it hits and can't even touch me. right as then continue just lazily circling down on the floating disc of gunpowder.
Hell yeah!
And they just hear that doom, doom, doom as it sort of kicks through as you lightly touch onto the surface. As it's like, as the smoke kind of kicks up around you. As you just begin to like wheel those kegs, or do whatever you want to do with those kegs. Beautiful.
Those kegs are standing on Tensor's floating disc. They're just gonna be dragged around behind me.
As you could just hear it actually go crazy, and then the lights begin to kind of like dim inside the arena. As we could see the announcer sort of stands. And no. There, Captain. All right, Captain, what was it you wanted me to do? As we kind of go back up into the ship.
Just stand on the carpet, Jenkins. Yeah. I'll do the rest.
All right. Okay, cool. Captain Zell. As it's like... as the cargo doors open again.
Yep. I step up onto the deck of the ship, and I go... Helmsman Shantae, as you see a dark-skinned woman dressed in like Arabian garb at the helm. And I go, about face down. And she tears the wheel and the entire ship flips upside down. And I just start to fall completely in pose. And slowly but surely, as the gravity of the ship now falls away as I pass through the bubble of the Spelljammer ship and start to reorient my gravitational fall towards the ground of the arena, I summon the carpet, and Jenkins flies out, catches me. We circle around in like a holding pattern as we drift slowly to the ground. We get to the ground, and I unclip my coat, and I go, Jenkins, take this back to the ship.
It's like, but how do I? Oh, bugger. And he's like, walks off. It's a crowd going nuts around you.
And then I tap Jenkins' boots because he has boots of jump. And I just go on, mate.
He's alright to jump straight up. As you see standing there, as your arms sort of raise up, as the crowd go absolutely away, and all you can hear is ah hoy, as it sort of like beams over the top of everything else inside the arena. The four of you stand inside this beautiful arena as you see around you the hugeness of this place. As you can see the columns, you see the great lava pits, you see the summoning circle in the center. And of course, you see up by the large skull of the Titan, you can see the Queen of Many Colors. As she stands and she raises her hand, the crowd goes deathly silent. A very special day. The first time that the Randal Arena has appeared here in the astral plane by special request of you, your champions.
I take a nice deep bow.
I have to say the introductions were worth it. Wouldn't you agree, everyone? They go silent again.
They are a very disciplined crowd.
Fearful, I believe. She sort of stands and kind of looks around. And sort of, she looks at one person, they just turn to stone. And she kind of looks back over at the... And now, your opponent, as you see these four dark wizards step out from over by the dragon's skull at the north. As they're kind of shuffling out, they go over towards the summoning circle. One of them hasn't got any eyes. It's been pulled out in the last fight. And so he's sort of like holding on to the cloak of the one in front of him. As they stand around and they bring their arms together, their hands begin to kind of incantante as they begin to speak certain words. The sort of symbols begin to grow on the side of the summoning circle itself. Suddenly,
can we reposition while there's summoning going on?
Nope. As they sort of like the beginning, the smoke, it's almost like you're in awe as while you're sort of standing and sort of watching what's happening. As these like sparks of light go between their hands, as you see their sleeves begin to fall down, you see all of the different scars and scratches that they've had all across their arms of the multiple monsters that they have summoned here. Suddenly, with a single puff of smoke, it lands. As we see the great shiny crab from outer space.
I neglected to mention I had seen this coming.
as it literally turns and goes, it turns and just bites one of the wizards and swallows it whole. The other, it turns to it, it just goes, disappears. The others kind of look up in fear and try to run as the claws come in and just chop it in half. It watches the other one leave.
Perhaps we should have warned us.
And
man, their recruitment department has a hell of a week next week.
The wizard sort of stands there and just sort of like in fear begins to sort of back up. The gouges of his eyes means he can't see where he's going as he falls over the step and then runs, slams into the pillar and then runs round and manages to get off the field. As the Astral Dreadnaught turns towards you, this huge creature, larger than an ancient dragon, his huge sprite-like claws standing there with the light glintering off like rainbows. As you see inside its eye, the huge cosmos begins to appear. Let's roll initiative, please.
Wow, he's a lively one.
Hello.
Okay.
Josh, give me the alacrity. What do I have here? A D8?
Yeah. So, yeah, your initiative roll plus a D8.
So it says that I get to add my charisma modifier because of a feat I took, and I don't think it's doing the math for me.
It looks like it does.
Because it would have added a 5. That's
What
the
you
only
can do is the gear for the roll 20. You can actually do initiative modifier and do the +5 there.
It is doing it because it's doing
Did I do
Dex.
it?
It's doing Dex 3 plus Charisma 5, which is 8. So it's already doing it for you.
Oh, you must have your roll hidden then. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, there it is. I see it at the top.
All right. So what do you guys roll?
Combine the two. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. So what have you guys rolled? Let's have a look. Make sure you're all in. Okay, Philly, yours is a bit higher. 17. Fantastic. Gados, you rolled a 10. Yep.
Yep.
I clicked. Or did it not add me to the order?
And I'm just
Did
checking.
you click on yourself before you rolled?
That's all
Oh,
right.
it's not letting me click on myself.
Yeah.
Let me just add you to a turn. Let me just check that. Are you sure it's not letting you click yourself? You can move the token, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, now I can. Okay, I just refreshed the page. I think it was just roll 20 having a fit.
Okay, good. Okay, so what did you roll, Zach? 12?
Yeah, I think that was what it calculated, yeah.
Great. Okay, then. There we are. And we are ready. Okay, Yogi. You stand looking up towards the creature.
And, yeah, I don't think Yogi's seen a creature of this scale before, like outside of a book. So, and it triggers an unusual response from her. She just literally goes, "Fuck that!" And literally, she just shoots off one of her crown of stars straight at the creature, and then she's going to run behind this pillar over here.
Okay.
So I'll do an attack roll for the crown of stars.
Yep, go for it.
I'm pretty sure I'm in. I think it's 120 feet for crown of stars.
Yeah, you're in
It
range.
is, yeah.
You're in range.
So I should be in range.
Yes, 120 feet of you.
You go to touch your helm to fire it, and you realise the stars aren't there.
Okay.
And you try to fire it, and nothing happens.
I see.
I forgot this part. I really should have told you before we jumped out of the ship.
Cool. In that case, then Yogi's going to run straight behind that pillar.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to try and hide, I think, behind the pillar, because for some reason her magic's not working and she has never experienced that before in her life.
Cool.
So I'll make a stealth check.
Let's do a stealth check. And I'll just do a quick check.
Yogi, math the shit out of it.
17 on the
yeah.
stealth check.
They can still see you.
Okay. But I'm behind cover, right?
Yeah, you're behind cover, but it knows you're there.
Right. Okay, cool.
Okay.
But yeah, that's going to be my turn.
Okay, so the Astral Dreadnaught, it sort of begins to sort of float up 5 feet before it moves forward. And it's going to come down towards Oliveri.
Yeah. We have not met before today, but I have seen you many times before amidst the void of stars.
And you just feel like the spit like go across your face, and and your dread sort of like flip up in the air like this as it goes in for its first attack.
This is deeply unfortunate.
Oh shit! Sorry, I've got my. I just need to quickly change because I've got it on as a quiet roll. I just need to very quickly change that. My apologies. And now
I look over at Oliveri and I'm like, you knew this day would come, my friend.
I have seen it. It is as though my entire creation was focused on these very instants, Captain. Likely, I will die shortly hereafter this moment, but fare thee well.
okay, sorry about this, everybody. There we go. Right, okay, we're back. Okay, so the Astral Dreadnaught. Just need to quickly change the setting. Never whisper rolls. That's what we want to see. Great. All right, so the whisper, it comes in with its first claw attack towards you. 23 to hit.
For me,
Yeah.
my AC's 19 and I can't cast shield, correct? My mirror images are gone.
Yeah.
Everything's down. Is that all correct?
Everything's
Hits,
down.
baby.
Okay,
Hits.
it's hit with a crit. I'm taking a drink. I'm taking a drink of that.
So it begins, Joe.
Okay, 1. Okay, so that's going to hit for 30, 40, 55 damage, slashing damage. And then finally it comes in with the bite. It hits for 24, and that's going to be...
No, I will use a superiority die.
Okay.
I cannot abide this. I cannot. Yes, I'm going to use a superiority die. What do I got here? 1d10. I need a 6.
Is it going to get a 6?
Get a roll.
Come on. Oh, it's rolling. It's a 5. Oh,
Farewell, my friends.
As you take...
I am delighted in knowing you.
As you take an extra 45 piercing damage from the bite. And you're still up, I believe.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
As the Astral Dreadnaught stands before you, as it sort of continues to sort of scrounge. In its head, it's going, "I'm so beautiful, something so shiny," but you don't hear that. So as we move through, however, Oliveri, you have a chance to respond. This is now your turn.
Is my turn, is it? So all my spells have melted away. I am alone with naught but naked steel in my hand. But this naked steel is named for those, my brothers, my family, those who I've left behind in Faerun. And so I think he just kisses the sword once and says, my fate has conspired for this alone. And he begins swinging.
Okay.
What do I got here? 18, does that hit?
18 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay, I'm going to make a precision attack. So superiority die. 19? Ow!
19 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay. Second attack hits, right?
Second attack
29?
definitely hits. Yeah, definitely hits.
Okay. For 12 plus, we're going to give him a, what do I got here? A fainting attack. This is my bonus action. I'm sorry, I have advantage on this attack roll.
Good.
I'm going to add the superiority die to the attack damage if I hit. Ooh, I changed this.
Ooh.
27. That
27
hits, right?
Yep.
For another 11. Plus 3 is 14.
So total, we're looking at 14, 24, 26, 26.
Yep.
Yep.
Action surge.
Mm-hmm.
I shall keep going. So, what did I just do there? I did a goading attack, a fainting attack. I had advantage.
Yep.
I just need to double check all these freaking battle master maneuvers. Bear with me. Also, slasher. As I've hit him, I reduce his speed by 10 feet.
Thank you.
And boldness, since I've attacked him, I don't provoke attacks of opportunity from him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now I'm going to make a goading attack.
Okay.
Down 2 superiority dice, so this just is going to add to damage if I hit. 15, that's a miss.
That's a miss, I'm afraid.
Okay, no problem. 16, that's also a miss, right?
It's also a miss.
Okay, shit, I burned that superiority die. I'm just counting dice. That's 3 right here. I'm going to use a precision die right here, another superiority die on the 16.
Yes!
26.
Yeah, 26 hits.
Okay. We're going to need every bit we can get, so there's another 9 points of damage. Final attack of my action surge.
I'll just go back and try to figure this all out now.
Freaking go.
26. Okay, that hits at least.
Yep.
And I know I didn't say it, but I would have done another goading attack to add the superiority die to the damage. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just do
May
it.
I?
Yeah, do it. It's
Okay.
cool. Music's
Okay.
cool.
Music is cool. We got cool music. Sorry, I didn't mean to roll that again. You would think I know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. Now that's plus 10. That's 22 points of damage, plus the goading attack. The next attack against him will have advantage. That is my 6 attacks.
Right.
That is my bonus action.
Let me go through this. So we had 20.
Sure.
20 plus the 9. 29 plus the 10. No.
Yep. No, that was for an attack. That was actually for an attack.
That's
The damage.
11. So that is 30, 40, 50, 52?
54,
55.
I'm counting.
54.
54, I'm counting. 54 points of damage total. The next attack against him has advantage. His speed is reduced by 10 feet. I provoke no attacks of opportunity, and I shall run.
Okay.
Not that way, in a different direction. I'm sorry, my roll 20 is bugging out on me a little bit. I'm just going to refresh it and move, but that will be my turn, Dungeon Master.
Okay, great. So you slash across it, and you're pretty sure you did some pretty fucking heavy hits. It doesn't do quite as much damage as you hoped it would. As you see that things don't seem to penetrate through that shield. It doesn't seem to kind of like push through the bits of skin that you hit. You're fairly sure you went between those sort of parts of the shell, and yet it doesn't look as if it is hurt as much as you thought it would be. Okay, as it actually takes half of what you just did. Okay, good, great. All right, as we move through. Actually, no. Where are you now? Oh, you're over there.
Yeah.
How far
You didn't
away?
want to go up. You wanted to go down.
I moved 40 feet, so I'm not very far from it at all.
Oh, great, perfect. You're within range. So I'm going to hit you with a claw attack.
Got it.
And that's
That hits me.
So, Joe, as he was moving, does his he didn't. You didn't. Yeah, he had mirror image. Does the mirror image reappear?
his mirror image does now reappear. So if you would like to, so let's roll the D6.
Ooh. Well, then in that case, I would have had an extra 10 feet of movement because I get Longstrider back.
There you go. So if you want to keep moving.
Once you get out of the effect.
Honestly, I wouldn't have gone much further, though. I would have stayed here, so that's fine. So I have to roll. You have to roll a 20-sided to see if you hit the mirror image or not.
And what's what's my aim? What am I aiming for?
You're looking for lower than 11, I believe.
I think it's lower than 6 if you still have one up.
I have all three up.
I rolled a 2.
I'm double checking. I'm just putting it in the chat. You would think I know how to do this.
Yes, all right,
it is. You must roll. Oh, I have to roll. I'm sorry. I'm like panicking as we're in like lethal combat here. And I realize.
I mean, if there's a place to
That'll
panic,
hit-
that's it.
Yeah, that'll hit me.
Yep. So you get hit for another 20.
If it still hit.
20 slashing.
I'm still alive. All right, cool.
Okay. As we
This
move.
lasted 6 seconds longer than I anticipated.
As we move through to Captain Zell.
Cross the threshold of uncertainty. Your foresight may be useless at this point, my friend.
All right then. So Zell, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm standing on a magic carpet.
Uh-huh.
Am I? So let me ask you this: can I do now that I've seen the whole? Okay, so sorry. Let me check in here. My mage armor, like I'm just feeling for my magic. My mage armor is gone.
And
My
you're standing on a
mirror-
carpet on the ground. It doesn't seem to be magic right.
Right. And I'm holding over my shoulder what was a shadow blade that is also now gone.
Now gone. Yes.
Okay, cool. Roll up the magic carpet, and I'm going to use my ability to get out of range without provoking an attack of opportunity. I'm just going to start backing up 5 feet at a time until I feel my magic come back.
Okay.
Or you run out of movement. One of the two.
Yeah. Crack up.
So you let me know when to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I will do.
This might have been a question we didn't want answered.
Okay, so you make your way back to the gate. I'm now going to ask you to do a perception check as part of your roll, because this is actually, I think this is quite a long thing that you're doing to try and figure out if your magic comes back. Let's do an Arcana check, actually.
Okay.
At least Josh had the advantage of, do the stars wink back in? Look, we have light again. Okay.
Okay, so 11. You get
Working
right
with
back.
gas.
You get right back into the gate itself, and you still don't feel your shadow blade has returned.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Let me see where I started, and then I will see if I have any movement left. So that's 45 feet, and I have speed of 30. So I guess cunning action dash.
Yeah, so that's what got you there. 15 feet left then.
50, 55, 60. Still nothing?
Still nothing.
Okay.
Actually, as you get to the shadow of the which is literally if you come out of the viewpoint of the creature as you go behind the column, it comes back.
Okay. So right here, I feel all my magic come back.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. But like leaning out to look at it, it goes away
It
again.
disappears. Yeah.
Okay. That's highly disturbing. So
I've been so
I
scared.
don't think I can cast any of the things that I wanted to cast without line of sight.
Well, I mean, Philly. I think we could start spread out instead of all on top of each other, so we could have avoided it this bad. But oh well.
Okay. Is that all, Captain Zelt?
No, because this spell, unless I'm reading it incorrectly, does not require me to see my target.
Okay.
And I can do it within 150 feet. It's called Firestorm.
Okay.
I'm just going to check to make sure I'm within 150 feet. Yes, I am.
I mean, I don't mean to be the dick in this, but we did talk about the action to find out if your magic is returning or not.
Oh, did that take my action?
We did talk about that. We did say that was your action.
the perception check, right?
That's my action? Okay,
Yeah.
Totally understand. So if I've spent cunning action as my bonus action to dash, can I then try and use quicken spell? Or would that be abusing my bonus action double?
That would be two bonus
Yeah, it'd be
actions.
two bonus actions.
Never mind. Then yeah, I guess I am done for the turn. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and the Astral Dreadnaught's going to do another claw attack on you, Billy.
Of course it is. Wait a minute. Is my magic still up?
Yes, your magic is still up.
Okay, cool. Thank you. It hits one of the mirror images.
So it takes one of your 6 mirror images away, is that right?
No, there's only 3, so I have 2 left.
Okay, cool. Great. Okay.
Can you imagine if you could upcast mirror image to get more mirrors?
Turning around.
That'd be great.
Say that again, Zach?
I'm sorry. Do we see it like attack without turning around? Like obviously the way that it's facing is important here. So is it just like hit him like this?
It goes for the attack, comes straight back around. The stipulations of where it looks are very clear within its rule set. So it's sort of like you see it spin around, hit, and then come back around to where it was.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. It's all like it turns around and you all go, oh! Oh.
Yes.
All right, so Gados. Doom, doom.
All right.
Dun, dun.
Well, I'm just going to start moving and just let me know when the light comes back on, because, I mean...
Remember what happened last time when we tried this? It does take your action to check this out.
Well, Crown of Stars cast light. It makes it bright, dim around you. So
It's the same way that Zach's had a sword that was visibly shadow. So, like... I'm going to place the same rules on that, I'm afraid.
I'm just going to make assumptions then.
Great. So you run there and it comes on.
Yeah, I'm just going to make assumptions then.
That's wizarding.
That's what you do.
I wasn't doing 5 feet. I was doing a full 30-foot movement and then just, grab... let's see. As an action, I'm going to cast... let's see. I have it playing around with bonus actions and actions real fast. So again, burp.
Love that line.
No, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and also where I was, put a mark. What I was right here before.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, put a token right there, Joe. That's where the barrel and Tinter's floating disc are currently suspended.
All right, cool.
And that
just leave it.
And that will be relevant.
Just gonna sit it there and leave it. Okay, cool.
It has to, because it's currently suspended.
All right, cool. Doesn't it follow you though?
The Tinter's floating disc would follow me, but it's magic. So
oh shit!
it's
Yeah, so it
suspended.
literally just drop. Yeah.
So the barrel and the float, all of the kegs and the floating disc are currently suspended in that square.
Yeah.
When that cone is gone, then those will resume and try to come back to me if they can, because within 20 feet. But at the moment, it's sitting there.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep track of your cone, and when they can move, they will move within 20 feet of me.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Unless I get 100 feet away from it, then they just drop there, because that's what Tinder's floating disc does.
Okay.
Comes to that. Anyways, I will go ahead and do my Tensor's transformation on myself. As you know, from my spell book, I grab a bull's hair or a couple bull's hairs and sprinkle them, and I now seem to get a bit beefier, even more so than I was.
So beefy.
Yes, all the beef. Big beef.
You have very meaty thighs, my friend. Magnificent.
Right?
Well, he's turned on his shield mode.
Basically, right? Don't think I get the inventory for any ranged weapons, so I just moved and prepared. And that will be my turn.
Great. Okay. Billy.
I'm still from it. Oh, actually, sorry. The bonus action, Crown of Stars. I knew I had a bonus action. I tried to remember what it was. Bonus action, Crown of Stars.
All right, let's see the attack.
Yeah. Did I do the smart thing and make a attack for it? And I did not. So I'll just roll. So that's roll 1d20 plus 8. Not 82. Hey!
Yes! That crits.
Oh, boy.
Let's all drink. So if you've got a drink...
Now we're talking.
Now we need to drink, because it's crit as a drink.
Yes. Hydrate, everyone.
I'll drink to that.
All right. Let's do this rolls. How many are we rolling here?
D12.
Oof.
This is radiant damage.
It slams
That's what
in
we're talking about.
with 52 radiant damage.
There goes one of my stars.
Great. Target 2 has been acquired. Okay, so we come through.
That's the point.
So we come through for the claw on Oliveri. 23 to hit.
Shouldn't that not hit?
No, I have to roll mirror image. I'm gonna. Ooh, I got it. It hits one of my images.
Great. Okay, fantastic. As we come through to the first round of battle. So, at that moment, as we see you all spread across the field, Oliveri, the great prophet, who has been followed across the stars itself, stands leaning on leaning on their sword, raises up to look up towards the creature. The others, you look across and you can see Yogi in the corner, not understanding what's happening. You see your captain sort of hiding behind the pillar itself, going off, on, off, on. And then you see the great Gados themselves standing, like firing across with the stars and just going, "Come at me!"
Yes.
As we're going to
go to a very, very short little wee break there in the first round. Wow. So the first round is interesting so far. So we've seen what it kind of can do in its kind of littleness. So at home, go get yourself a drink. Make sure you got plenty of drinks. I've got a feeling that these guys are going to crit the hell out of this monster at some point.
Yeah, buddy.
You know what else you could do? You could push the follow button or throw these guys a sub over here at Sabotage at the end, because they're my boys.
I love you, Philly. You're absolutely right. If you sit in the background, if you sit
with your life,
if you're sitting in the background and you're lurking, we're absolutely cool with that. We love you so much for watching, and I hope you're enjoying. If not, keep on chatting like everybody else is here. We've got a wonderful open community here, and as DM Philly says, please do give us a follow. We're only about 17 away from our target. Help us get us there. That would be wonderful. If not, we'll be back in about 5 minutes time. We'll see you guys in a little while.
I just need a quick Xanax.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Yeah, need to snort some Ritalin. Be right back. Now that's high quality H2O.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you've got yourself a lovely cup of gin, got yourself some rum, because that's it. It's on brand for the rum today. Or you got yourself a cup of tea if it is in the afternoon and you're currently still at work. Melissa, I hope that you have come back from your meeting and enjoying.
Yeah, thankfully I did take today off, and yeah, true. It is not 5 o'clock yet, but
Actually, what time is it? Oh, it's 4 o'clock. You've got another 20 minutes yet, so you're all good.
3 o'clock.
If you cannot drink in lethal combat, when can you drink? Am I right?
Yeah, he's right.
It's not like it's just like a banner that's like floating across the crowd, like just the words of Oliveri. Oh my word! So it's only 3 here on the coast. Oh, shame. Same. Yeah, I'm ignoring my job. Yes, Melissa. Oh, the love for Melissa. That reminds me, actually, I will have an announcement about the next Arcane Ward where you can see Melissa continue playing the awesome druid that they are. But I will talk about that at the end of the session, so we find out what the next date.
The legend, and yeah, so glad to see her over here playing fun druids.
Yeah, man. Dirty Toes druids. They're always the best. All right. So should we crack back druids,
on? Man. Class. Yes, let's get back to it.
Yeah, round 2. Fight. Okay, let's pop over to there. We are. We're back in the arena. Beautifully drawn, I will say, from Benji Randall. Thank you so much, Ben. This is an incredible map, and I know that you're going to keep twisting and tweaking it and changing it, especially when we have more waterborne creatures, which will be, you never know, could turn up in the future. We never know. But here we go. So round 2. So we just seen these stars like fly across and like slam into this creature, making it also very shiny in its process, beaming across in radiant light from the crits that came from over from Gados. As we see. I think it was. Oh, did I do my tech? Yes, we did. As we see that another mirror image has dropped from Oliveri, the great prophet, as we move into round 2. Yogi, you're standing by what looked like a column. Currently, you can't see your your stars sort of working. They seem to be off completely as you stand almost looking eye to eye and seeing the mass cosmos that was in that single eye.
Hundreds and thousands of quippers. Chat. Hundreds of thousands.
Perfect.
Okay, so Yogi is gonna kind of she just pauses for half a second, like seeing that her stars still aren't there. She's like, okay, came here to do math. And she pulls out like a leather roll and like just flips it open. This is her object interaction, by the way. And flips it open, exposing like a compass, a protractor, a ruler, and like a marking and a marking sheet. And using her wand and the protractor, she's going to do an Arcana check to try and calculate the radius or range of this anti-magic field that she finds herself in.
Great.
And she's like, okay, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Carry the hypotenuse. And she's going to make that Arcana check.
All right, crack on.
Pythagoras, bitch. Hell yeah.
Simple geometry.
All right, let's do the
Okay.
Arcana check.
Come on, roll good, Yogi. 15.
All right, cool. With a 15, I will say that this is one of the biggest ones you've seen. However, most that sort of see, they tend to be at a 53-degree angle. But I'm not going to give you the range for 15.
53-degree angle. Okay, cool. So with that, Yogi is then she's going to decide she needs to get into this fight, really. So she's going to use her movement to move 25 feet. Actually, she saw her captain successfully cast stars. Oh no, it was a different. It was
I did
sorry.
Crown of Stars.
It was Gados. Yeah, so she's going to move 25 feet to here.
Okay, let's have a look.
Do the stars reappear?
No, they do not.
Okay.
So you run across and you stop, and you got to turn to kind of go do something, because I think you're gonna. Because otherwise, I'm going to take. I mean, you've already kind of used your action to check.
Yeah. Fair enough.
To do the thing. So you're either going to do something with that bonus action, or you're going to assume that your magic is good, or you're going to assume the magic is not.
I'm going to hope that it's good and go to fire one of my stars.
Okay. Unfortunately, it does not fire. But
Okay.
you do.
Are these stars wasted, by the way, if they don't fire?
I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think so.
I'm going to throw that to the table. What do we reckon, guys?
The spell itself is suspended, so there's no star to throw.
Yeah, that I would go.
It feels like, yeah.
That's what I would say too. So I'm in
Agreed.
agreement. Great, we agree.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Quorum.
To me. So the last thing I'm going to do then is actually no, I'm not going to roll a d20 because I'm still in the field.
Okay.
So that is the end of my turn.
Okay, cool.
Pictures for the Insta.
So
If I had already used my object
That
interaction, the camera would be coming out. Believe
all
me.
right. So
Free action, take a picture.
Dreadnaught's time. All right, cool. I'm going to. It sort of turns and twists itself around. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Let's go
The GM has
with.
to do some math.
Problem. You take your time. Make this as excruciating as possible, Joe.
And it's
Like,
going to move back.
juice from an orange.
Okay, cool. His body turns as it floats back 5 feet towards the northwards. As it sort of goes for the attack with the claw towards towards the prophet, Oliveri.
Facing the other direction?
Yep, it's still doing the same thing as it was before.
So I still have images.
You
Okay,
still
cool.
have images, yes. Okay, how's that with the images?
21 is my AC. I cast shield. I use my reaction.
Great. And it
Yeah,
goes,
buddy.
and it goes in for a second. 26.
That's your AC right now.
Fuck you, 26 is my AC, you son of a mother. Wait a minute, I use Portent and he rolls a 10. Does that change it?
Yes, it does. So it takes you down to a 10. So it swings around and goes for a bite then. 29.
Oh, fuck this guy. Luck, re-roll, Joe.
Reroll?
Yeah, re-roll.
Burn
Crits.
the point.
Oh, Luck.
Do you have any more left?
You got any more
And
images?
mirror image.
Okay, what do you need to roll?
yeah,
what do you need to roll to hit the mirror image?
Let's
11, I think.
let's put it in the chat, as I like to perpetually harass my players. Put it in the chat so I can read it.
There we go.
Okay.
I need to roll
11.
an 11 or higher on this 20-sided die.
Come on, everybody at home.
Track.
12, baby.
14!
All right, so that's my 10 Portent is burned.
That
One
is
of my luck dice is burned.
All right,
down
let's
here.
just have a look at this damage, shall we?
I think you'll need to cast mirror image again, just for safety.
Wow, my word.
Oh,
That would have completely taken you right
50
out of this game. Okay, as you manage to survive the attacks from the Astral Dreadnaught, as you now have a chance to respond, Oliveri.
Answer.
I cannot die until I have made you bleed even further for Wanda. And he just like steps forward and unloads with this blessed greatsword of which he has been given. First attack.
Oh no!
No.
That's
Important. I roll a 7. I have seen this. It cannot be. So I rolled a 17 actually instead, which becomes a 27, which hits, right?
27 hits.
7 hits.
important. Ooh, thank you. Important.
Damage. Second attack. 16 is a miss, correct?
They miss, yes.
Wow.
Block. I will re-roll.
Fucking hell, go 20.
20
meets, it hits.
Oh, meets. 20's what we're looking for, boys.
For 13 points of damage. Slash. The sword carving in. Okay, third attack. 24.
24 hits.
That's Braid's 20. Now no 20.
Okay, for 14 and for my extra attack, as I am hasted, since my magic has reignited, moving faster than he has ever moved before. He's going to... I'm sorry, I just need 1 second here to double check myself.
It's fine.
You can't cast a spell with haste.
No, I'm not. I'm double checking my battle master maneuvers. I'm just double checking my battle master maneuvers. I'm going to use my last superiority die for a distracting strike here, granting advantage on the next attack roll, letting me add it to the damage if I hit. 29
that
hits
for a massive
13 points of damage plus
superiority.
21.
Yes.
21.
So that's 20. 35, 45, 48, 59 points of damage. And I have reduced his movement speed by 10, and he may not take an attack of opportunity against me. As I run, I flee from this creature.
Okay.
I turn, leaping over the vault of lava,
Yes,
racing to the other side, leaping again. Do I need athletics checks to jump these 5-foot gaps?
No, they're only 5 foot.
And I race to here.
Yeah, not with your strength. Your strength is enough to make a 5-foot gap easy.
I can only I could get 50 feet, so I make it to there. Oh, how cowardly am I? No, I shall remain right here.
Perfect. Okay, Captain Zed, you as the creature turns, you realize your sword goes into shadow.
Are you gonna make me re-roll, or do I get to do the wait, like in and out thing and realize that it's working?
It's already working in your hands at the moment.
He's saying it's back. The creature turned and you're back.
Okay, so stepping out, I notice my Shadow Blade doesn't go anywhere. Okay, cool. I'm gonna step here so that I can see the thing, and I'm gonna crack my knuckles and actually sheathe the Shadow Blade and go, I heard tell about some adventurers who waited too long to bring the fireworks. And then he goes, and two massive balls of fire alight in his hands, and he summons them together and shoots them into the sky and goes, but we are pirates, and I call for a broadside! And 10 squares of this thing, of which you can choose, because they're all within 150 feet, of 7d10 fire damage rain down on this guy.
Rain fire!
Each square has the edge of a previous square, but, all of them can be just, doing 4 all the way around it each time, and all 10 would hit it.
Okay, so each one does how much?
Each pillar of flame, there are 10 pillars of flame.
I will post it in chat.
10 worth of damage. Yeah, I'll post it as well.
Thank you.
Okay, if you're posting it, that's good.
Yeah, I got it.
So you can see the spell effect.
Okay, cool. 10-foot cubes consists of up to 10 10-foot cubes. Make a dexterity saving throw.
70 d10.
70 d10.
If I'm doing the math right.
Yeah, so did you say I get to choose?
Don't.
I said you can pick where on the monster they are, but I can make 10 spaces any way you want to cut it.
All right, let's do 8. For 8 worth of those.
What do you mean?
Now, do you want
what
8?
Are you talking about?
Do you want 10 dexterity saving throws? Or do you want 1 dexterity saving throw?
So
No. I'm offering the option.
No, I'm showing you the squares.
I'm not sure you understand.
Do you want
10-foot square? 10-foot square.
All right, so 4 of them are gonna hit through.
They can actually that be it might be that way because of.
Yeah, so 4 of them are gonna hit the creature essentially.
Or technically, you could do something like this. Actually, you could cheese it because that corner counts. 3, that counts.
Wait, what? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Each one touches the other
9.
one.
Do you want to do 9? Do you want me to do 9 dexterity saving throws, or do you want to do 1 dexterity saving throw?
I think I'd rather you do 9.
Okay. Okay, what's the number I'm looking for? What's your spells DC? 16?
18.
18, right, thank you. So 1 fails, 2 fails, 3 fails, 4 fails, 5 fails, 6 fails, 7 fails, 8 fails, 9 fails. So let's do 63 d10s.
Yeah. That's a lot of
Wait, that's not. Sorry, slash roll.
Oh, actually, shit. No, can I do that actually as 8? There's 8 of them, not 9. 8 of them. Because that falls.
So that would be 50, 60, 10.
50, 60, 10.
Just subtract. I did 63. The last 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 16, 22, 31, 40. Subtract 49 damage from that.
49.
So 306.
306.
Because that was the last 7 dice.
Wow. So it does a huge amount of damage.
The flames
talking about.
Yeah,
the flames go up.
I love
the ship.
Spells.
The ship flies by, and the flames punch out of the cannons and just fire down on this thing, bombarding it with a broadside.
Very, very nice.
This is Firestorm.
Okay, cool. Very, very nice. Okay, so
Double spells are powerful, man. Love them.
So, Gados, can you do a charisma saving throw for me, please?
I shall.
Oh God, what is this?
Sure, I'm in the right thing. I will use my reaction to add 4 to this. And because I'm concentrating on a spell, whether or not it's active, I'm still concentrating on it. There's still a +2, so there's +6 to this roll.
Okay.
So that would
disappear.
Be,
you disappear.
that was +6 to that is 20. Is what?
Yeah. You disappear.
23.
You disappear.
Okay.
Yeah.
You disappear and you find yourself in a cave.
I have quicken spell, by the way, so I don't know if you know I'm not done.
Oh, my apologies. Okay, we'll go back if you're not done.
You can only quicken a cantrip right now, though.
That's fine. So let me look back. I am going to hold on, what is the range on this?
Oh, hang on. I'm getting some stuff come through from the chat. This definitely does not work like that. Yeah, this should only affect the creature once.
Oh.
I think that's true.
Okay, dokie. Let's rewind slightly because this is quite a massive moment. And like... Okay, so... it takes
I feel
up
like
to a certain amount of
Firestorm's
space.
one of the. I feel like Firestorm's one of the few that doesn't specify that it can only affect one creature, affect a creature once.
Yeah, each creature in the area must make a dexterity saving throw, take 70-10 fire damage for the failed
And
save.
it doesn't specify
There
if
you
the
go.
area is per 10 foot or to all total
so that,
10.
I would read
It
that.
doesn't specify each 10.
I would rate that as I would do a dexterity saving throw, and then I would take 7d10. It's still a big hit, but I think that's what I would do. Okay, can we retcon that? It's a big hit, and the only reason I would say it's such a massive changes to the game. Otherwise I'd let it go.
No worries. I mean,
Yeah.
All right, well, I failed the dex saving throw. I'm not using any legendary resistances on it. So let's do the 7d10. In fact, I'm going to give you 70. I'm going to give you 70 on it. I'm going to give you the max damage.
Oh.
I think
That works.
That's the payoff we'll go for, is I'll give you 70 damage on it rather than the 306
Good middle ground.
damage.
That's
All right.
actually really dope. That's sick.
306 minus 70. Okay. Wow. Thank you, chat. Who was it who said that? I can't read the name.
It's Piano Man Adam.
Ah, Piano Man.
Grace
Thank
was
you.
one, Piano Man also, yeah.
Thank you for coming up and bringing that up. Big love. Thank
it's
you
my
for
first
that.
time using the spell, so
Yeah, I
get
completely
it.
missed
Dude,
it as
it's
well.
so hard to like track all this stuff. This
I
is
mean-
high level D&D, man. You
Yeah.
know?
And also,
Exactly.
as
what it
David,
is.
that one's down to interpretation. If is it each 10-foot cube counts, or is it all of them together? And so, it's DM says all of them together. So there you go.
There you go. We'll go with that. Okay. Well, fucking well done on the strategy. I'm going to play that. We've hit the 70 damage. So do you want to describe the 70 damage for us, Zach?
well, sure. I mean, I already did, but yeah. So
you
the
embellish the hell out of this, my friend.
Yeah, the flames just channel into his hand, and he throws them up, and this giant burst of flaming energy engulfs his ship as one by one the cannons that line the side just go poof, 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 and just light up with these giant fireballs loaded and ready, and the ship cruises by and just peppers this thing with giant cannonballs that are flaming as it just smashes into them. And when they think it's done, the ship turns, does a little like bypass, just flips around the other side, and the other side lights up as it launches these giant flaming cannonballs and just pelts this thing in the face. As I'm just standing there with one sword out, just yelling broadside. Then after that, you see the flames like well up around me as I start to mirror image again, and you could almost feel like you can and can't see me at the same time as Quicken Spell goes off, and for a second a lightning bolt strikes in front of me and I am completely gone. Or sorry, a lightning bolt strikes. You said I could only Quicken Spell a cantrip?
Cantrip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you already did a leveled spell.
Mhm.
So, like the lightning bolt strikes me. I'm still there as I launch a firebolt at him,
Great.
just for damage.
Let's
And
have
I'll
a look.
deduct one of my. Let me go back. I have Firebolt here as a ranged spell attack.
Okay, is that with advantage?
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
No,
Maybe
it's
roll
okay.
that normal.
We'll just
It
take
is because
Pick the
I
first
gave
one.
him.
Yes,
if
it
I
is.
next
just
attack.
to go to
Yeah.
to
It is,
next
yes,
attack
it
roll.
is.
Does.
Okay,
Squirt.
Nice.
29 hits for Shulzy.
Okay. So then I'll do Firebolt's damage. He takes an additional 13 fire damage.
Perfect.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to deduct one of my sorcery points for that.
Okay, cool.
And now we're good.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Well done, my friend. Okay, Gados, you realize your stars are no longer around your head?
No. Well, I'm just going to.
Oh, Joe, I'm sorry. We didn't talk about this before the fight started. What is the flight speed of my carpet?
It's your movement speed.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to move?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, go ahead. I can do that at the end.
I mean, whatever the very rare version of it does. Anyways, I'm going to get in and try to do some melee.
Nice.
So I'm going to go there.
Perfect. Okay, good.
I'm going to go ahead and do my swing, and then after I do my swing, you get to tell me if the extra damage happens.
It does.
Okay, then I will just go ahead and roll the Tensor's Transformation, Dylan. And I always have advantage when making attacks with simple or martial weapons while in Tensor's Transformation.
Perfect.
Always.
So that hits.
Oh,
So there's the 21
So that hits.
for 24 damage.
Very nice.
And haste should be back in effect for you now as well, right?
I think you're still under the anti-magic, so therefore it's down.
You're still in.
Oh, yeah.
You're still inside it.
Tensor's Transformation, though, does give me 2 attacks, so I'm still going to do my other attack. But a 19 will not hit.
Will not hit. No.
And I have no way to boof that. So I did my 2 attacks, and then Crown of Stars, which I probably, during the break, I probably should have made a thing for it, but I didn't, so I'll just do the roll plus 1d8.
Is this
Plus 8,
is this with disadvantage as you're 5 feet away?
Crown of Stars, does it have disadvantage for being close to something?
Is it a ranged attack spell? Like, does
Just
it make
if it's
a range?
ranged.
Does it make a range
It's
attack?
a ranged spell
Yeah,
attack.
it's a ranged
So
spell
it's
attack, so it is a
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
but you could have, if we retcon, he could have bonus action done that before he moved in, and he
could
would
have.
have still been outside the magic range. So if you want to do that,
Oh
it would
no!
have been,
Before he moved, he
I
was inside
I
it.
could stop.
You can
Stop there and throw it. You can still move and do stuff
Yeah.
afterwards. So
Yeah, I'll allow it this time.
okay,
we'll declare it next time. We'll be careful.
yeah. Well, apparently, my dumb ass has never forced people in melee range doing spell range attacks to have disadvantage. So that's my dumb ass for the future to remember to do.
Okay, so 20,
Anyways, 21 should hit.
Yep, that hits.
So 4d12, and then 25 radiant damage.
Fantastic. As this thing becomes incredibly
Josh.
shiny. Okay, good.
Don't talk negatively about my friend's ass.
As we move into round 3.
Hey, I can say my own ass is dumb sometimes for not really wanting to do that.
I think the better word is like, don't be mean to my friend Josh. There we go.
Yeah.
Which one?
Both of them. Okay, so talking about Joshes, Joshes and galoshes. Yogi, it is now your turn.
Okay.
I love it when it's Yogi's turn because that means that it's my turn next. Yes.
Love it.
Quick glance up. Are my stars back?
Nope.
Okay. I think I'm all done not casting spells. So Yogi is going to use her action to dash. As soon as my roll 20 catches up.
You can do it, roll 20. We believe in you.
Do it.
Be the online platform that could. Okay. So Yogi dashes 50 feet to here. Are my stars back?
Is that your action?
Yeah.
Is there light around me? Like I'm just taking a glance up once I get there.
No.
You know what? I'll try and fire a star.
No, nothing happens.
Cool.
Oh,
That's my turn.
I bet you're at the edge of it. Is my guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Astral Dreadnaught. Okay, so let's see what they're going to do. What are they going to do today? Just check something.
Its movement speed is reduced by 10 feet.
It is reduced by 10 feet. So let me see. Are you 70 feet away from me? Yes, you are. Okay, I'll take the opportunity attack.
Stay away.
So we go for. We're going to go for the spin. So he's going to turn around, and your stars return. Yogi. What's the hit?
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Okay, and it's going to move. Do you want to make your opportunity attack?
Yep. Though the only question is, because it had to go past me before I get my AOP, am I still on the cone because of diverting angles?
You were at the time of the attack.
Okay. Because it determines which one I have to click on.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play.
And an 18
Does not hit.
will not hit because tensors was suppressed.
Okay. Here we go. So we're going to go in with a claw attack. Oh, 19 does not hit, I believe.
No, it does not hit him.
No.
Nope.
So we go in for a claw. 19 does not hit. Here we go. The man, the prophet,
The myth, the legend.
exactly, that does not die. Going for the bite. Oh,
The choking
32 comes in as you see the great prophet grabbed, thrown into the air, and swallowed. You land. Yeah, you're dead. You land on inside a massive cave, unconscious, 1,000 feet wide and 100 feet high. As the body of the great prophet lands inside the belly of this beast, as we see around it all of the foes in which it has eaten round. However, you still get to do your death saving throws, but you are out of this battle.
Wait, but there was one thing. I'm really sorry. I thought you were still attacking our friend over here. I have one last luck die, which I would have thrown to the table. So I don't want to F up the operation.
I'll re-roll
but
it.
may I?
Yeah.
May I request the re-roll?
Yeah, sure.
I think as he's like vanishing, he just like screams, I have seen this for Wanda! And he's
There's
like,
silence.
into the dungeon of doom. Godspeed, my friends.
As one.
Oh, but I did get a death saving throw. I should have saved that goddamn luck point for this. Ruh-oh!
6 is a failure. Okay. Exactly. As they say on the chat, nom 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 nom. Cookie monster. Nom 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 nom. As you fail your first death save, as you land on the floor of the thing. Okay. And we're through. Actually, from that action, from there, yeah, why not? I'm going to do an attack, a claw attack. Oh no, it's not my go. Sorry. Oh no, Oliveri just had their turn, so it is now my legendary action. Going for an attack on Gados, 33 to hit.
Okie dokes.
Let's go.
Hit.
For 19 slashing damage.
Okie dokes.
For a second, I didn't recognize the monster upside down, and I thought he turned into something else. I'm like, the fuck is that?
My eyes did that.
He's just upside down.
All right.
Oh, also, quick question. Mm-hmm. Is the Tensor's floating disc finally free, or is it still in the beam?
It starts moving towards you. What's the rate? What's the rate at which it moves? I just have no idea.
It always says that it stays 20 feet behind you. It never says its speed. Its speed is your speed as long as it stays 20 feet behind you.
All right. Well, it goes.
So I think I figured this out. If he's facing this way, hold on, I'm going to draw it. The tensor's floating disc should make a beeline for his location until it enters the anti-magic zone.
Yeah, that's what will happen. But he's actually facing towards me at the moment. Still, I think. I don't know at the moment
because of the way in which it's very specific about where it's looking. It was focused 120% at Oliveri. He wanted dinner, so the disc comes and sits right next to you.
Oh, so it's facing Oliveri. Okay. I mean, technically, I wouldn't get the app until it left, anyways. So it's facing Oliveri to kill her. Okay. So yeah, the disc was back. It stops 20 feet away from me. So
okay, you move it
back a couple squares.
Okay, let's go back to there. Is that 20 feet?
All right.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's how it works. However, haste is in effect now. I'll have to use that.
Yes, you definitely need to use this now.
It's happening. You best bet your butt it's happening.
I mean,
if you need me to light the fire, I've hit
my quota. I'm now happy. I've hit my quota. Literally,
you just wanted to kill Philly.
I think it was Melissa. I can't remember if it was Melissa or Grace. But one of them was just like, yeah, you got
bribing you to kill Philly.
It was Melissa.
It was Melissa.
I know who it was.
Yeah, and so
I'm very proud of.
You know, you chat.
Thank you guys, Philly fam. Much love.
Much love to the Philly fam. Yeah, we have a sorry Rich come in from Melissa. So I've hit my quota. So I'm all happy from this point over. If you kill this thing out dead, I'm so happy.
Blow it up. Blow it up. I told you to blow it up,
my boy. It's happening.
He would die this day. He very well might.
Alrighty, so it is now, yes, so the thing moves about 20 feet away.
Now save Astral Plane.
And I think it's now Captain Zed's. Yep, it is Captain Zell.
Okay. This might be too shenanigansy.
That's what we're here
But
for.
I have to ask a question.
Yep.
If I Aladdin-style fly my magic carpet into this thing's mouth, will you allow me to try and willingly enter the maw of the beast?
Yes.
What do I need to roll?
Have you got the movement for it?
Just barely with cunning action and dash. I will be...
Then yeah, you can go in. You can absolutely go in if you want to go in. This thing's mouth is ginormous. This is the size of an ancient dragon. It's bigger than an ancient dragon. It's huge. So, well, it's gargantuan, to be precise. But you can fly in if you like.
Okay. Do I need to roll, or does that just happen?
It just happens.
You want me to make like an athletics or whatever?
I mean, I'm happy with you going for it. However, as you fly through the mouth, everything around you goes dark as you turn into a massive cave, which is 1,000 feet long and 100 feet wide. On the ground, you can see the bones of those that have been eaten and swallowed before. Lying on the ground itself is the great prophet, Oliveri, lying unconscious, as you're kind of like hovering kind of above. So you're now inside the belly of the beast.
Die alone.
And it's like in a white room. Oliveri asked the question. Complete bright white room.
I had to use. Let's see.
And I bet neither of has plane shift. You're in there.
Oh.
You said you did it. He already narrated it. You're there.
No, that's fine. I don't think I can take any more actions this turn.
Okay, cool.
Because I had to use my cunning action to dash, and then I had to use my actual action to dash to get more than 60 feet.
Yeah, so you are out of the fight.
My carpet allows me more.
Yeah, go ahead, remove him from the board, I guess.
You are no longer in the fight. I'm going to pop you down here with Philly. This little corner down here is the belly. As you are out of the fight.
I only wish I were alive so we could chat one last time, Captain.
As he sets out into the bright void.
My hand glows. You will be alive very soon.
There we go. Good. Okay. Gados, I'm going to do another attack on you.
That's fine.
22, I don't think that hits you, does it?
Does not hit.
No, it does not. As we go through, and we're back round to Yogi.
I never got my turn.
Oh shit! Sorry, my apologies. Gados.
Well, I knew he was never the captain. No captain would do moves like that. That's all I gotta say to his thing. Well, now that haste is back, which doubles my movement speed.
As I went into the mount, I screamed, "No one left behind!"
Yes, yes. That's the crew that I like to see.
No one left behind.
I tried so hard to prove you wrong.
All right, go ahead, move sensor floating disc right there, my dude.
All right, right there. There it is. Here we go.
Here it is, boys.
Okay.
That's 25, but still close enough.
Set it off.
It's time to toss a fireball. Right here.
The other thing I yell as I go in is, "I leave everything to Jenkins."
What? What you bloody say? As it sort of like sounds across the side.
I think
All
Jenkins does that like anime thing where he sneezes as someone mentions him and is like, "What was that?"
All right.
Actually, so what I do actually, so I can cast that fireball
Oh,
because
where
I
are you?
think it's
Yeah, you're there.
I will drop my 20.
Oh,
He has- Chat,
What?
just to let you know, he has 20 black powder kegs on his Tensor's floating disc. That's what's on there.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
You
No,
tried to.
I drop concentration on tensor
Yeah,
tensor transformation. so I
You
can cast
try, and it doesn't happen. You literally just caught in it, like
Seriously?
seriously.
Damn, I fucking guessed that wrong. I should have gone there then.
Oh, you would have been so close, but literally you fire it off, and you tried to fire it, and it just doesn't go.
Okay. That's totally fine. The tensor floating disc is here.
Yeah, the explosive is sitting there as we see the ruler come from outside of the screen, which we can only assume to be Yogi, sort of measuring out.
I just yell as loud as I can.
Can I pull a Blades in the Dark move and we cut to a flashback of Oliveri and Yogi eating the marmalade right before we jumped out of the ship or whatever, and he just looks at her like, "You will endure for many years past us three foolish old men. You must destroy it." That's all. Sorry.
Perfect.
Sorry. I'll spell the wrong
Good for
name.
205. Thank you.
Yogurt! Fire! I just yell as I'm standing here.
So good. So unbelievably good.
Any fire spell, just detonate it.
All right.
That is 140 D6 worth of gunpowder right there, my good sir.
All righty. So, as we go through to Yogi, what would you like to do?
Oh no, we can't hear you.
Okay.
Oh, try again.
So Yogi,
Please tell me these stars are still up.
the stars are still up.
Great. Okay. So, not taking any chances. I'm going to shoot off one of the crown of stars first before anything else happens.
Cool.
So that'll be. Sorry, roll 20's slow again. Okay. So, crown of stars. Let's see what that does.
Wait. 28 hits for 18.
28 hits. Cool. And so that was my bonus action. Then object interaction.
Ooh.
Yogi reaches into her pocket, thinking that she might find a froob there, just something as a good little halftime snack. She can feel her blood sugar getting low. And what she finds is a single orange wedge, which reminds her of the marmalade conversation. She bites down on the wedge, raises her wand, and casts Firebolt.
Yes.
Aiming for the Tensor's floating disc of black powder kegs.
All right. So what's your range on that spell?
120 feet.
Amazing. So that's just about enough. So let's see. What do we reckon the AC is of this
Probably
barrel?
super low, right? I mean, they're just standard mundane wooden barrels.
Yeah,
In fact, they're flammable, right?
Yeah, they're
Both
flammable.
the barrels and the
I'm gonna
powder.
go, I'm gonna go for 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty much anything but that one. I thought you were waiting for the music to kick in then.
I did too. I was like, yes,
Oh,
lean into the
It flies
it
up.
is.
Shoo, it goes across like a.
Go!
I think it does
as
this,
it was foretold.
like a bit like a firework, and it fires across and lands into the barrels. So how much explosive does this go off by?
So a keg of gunpowder in the DMG is 7d6.
Is there any
Here's
saves on it,
one.
or is it just as it is?
It's a dexterity save of like 12 for half. So this thing will probably save for half. Yeah, I assumed it was going to save for half.
All right. Do you want to do the roll?
But the point is that it's 7d6 per barrel and there's 20 barrels, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's 140 d6.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Let's see what we got.
Yep. Hold on. I'm opening the DMG real fast to confirm the saving throw to make sure it's 12 and not a little bit higher.
I think I think that sounds good. No matter what's going to happen here, I think this is going to go down.
12. I just confirmed.
So let's just do it and see what we got.
/R.
Never give a wizard. The moral of the story: never give a wizard time to prepare.
Before you do this, could you just put your dice on for us so that we can see how many dice this looks like when it goes
Enable
across the
the
side?
3D dice.
Enable the
That's right.
3D
Enable
dice.
3D
We all want to see.
Enable dice.
I usually have that on in my games. I just forgot with a new game I have to turn it back on again.
We must see the dice, Gaddis.
Yep, let's have a look.
That's lag roll 20.
The lag is going to be huge. Oh my word! Wow, it doesn't even roll the dice across the side because
it cuts it. Like
so
20
many dice. This thing, like what it does, it decides it's going to succeed on the saving throw.
Yeah, I think
However, Yogi, what does that look like?
So this mote of flame, and she sort of winds it up like a baseball when she throws it. She kind of like shuffles her feet in the dirt a bit and remembers being on home plate back at Candlekeep College. Brings a knee up and then just whips it at the Astral Dreadnaught, and it nestles between the barrels as it lands. And for a moment, there's just silence, and it's almost like, did it hit? Did it hit anything? And then, like, you see the barrel, the metal banding on the barrel start to superheat until it's white
actually
hot.
no metal banding. It's just a wood.
Cool.
Because metal banding would require another cast.
Then, in that case, the corks pop out of the lids of the barrels from the sheer pressure and heat build up inside, and then the barrels themselves buckle, and then the black powder ignites, and there's just the fireball to end all fireballs that completely envelops the Astral Dreadnaught.
How big is the radius on the explosion?
So, honestly, I would say it was bigger.
Yeah, me too.
But
do you want to do your deck saving throw?
The entirety
I'll
of
do
the
it.
astral plane.
So
I
We're
think
gonna nuke the astral plane, boys.
I do think
so.
Gados.
Per the rules, a keg is a 5-foot radius. But against it's 20 kegs, it's all stacked on top of each other. I'm gonna say it's bigger. I'd agree with that.
So you do your deck saving throw. Can you please, Gados?
Yep. I will use my reaction to increase my number by 6. So that'll be 25.
Okay, 25. You're still taking half of this.
And because of the helm, I have resistance to fire damage, which also a quarter all.
So that's 239. So we're now at 169.
169.
With my current temp HP, I have 180 HP. I lived.
Hell
You've not been hit yet?
Why is the 188?
You've not been hit yet?
What's up?
What's the 188 from?
Oh, never mind. I go down barely.
Yeah. So we see you fall like it's like shoo, zoom, boom, as you kind of like just
170,
thrown across away from this thing. as the Astral Dreadnaught kind of explodes, its claws kind of spread around towards the crowd. Little Jimmy with his hot dog is like, yeah, in the corner. As he gets covered in astral fucking blood. We see from the side of these like four bodies, or these two bodies, get thrown out from this explosion. I'm afraid Oliveri does not survive this explosion, as it is thrown across and like lands down and his body rolls and falls. However, as you sort of like, we see Captain Zell fall forward, its carpet comes in and grabs hold of them just as they hit the ground, as we see the two of them, Yogi and Captain Zell, stand just off to the edge, as we see like the crowd go absolutely wild.
Does Captain Zell want to heal me? He has healing. I'm not dead yet.
So wait. Is Oliveri in pieces?
He's gone. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Gone.
You got some Oliveri on you, Captain.
As a voice that you hear in your head.
Do you have
a voice that you hear in your head was that day in which Oliveri had flu, and he sneezed at you, and he had a little bit of his snot on your body, and you remember that particular thing, and it brings a tear to your eye. The smell of ginger and lemon sort of like kicks into your nose as you remember the cup of tea that you held as you brought it to them. As he said, I knew that you would bring me this cup of tea. As he is completely in bits. You see the great queen sort of stand. She raises her arms up and she goes, well done, as she claps her hands. Make a death saving throw, please, Fizzle.
Will do. Captain, you better save me. Anyways, that was in chat real fast.
I have a plan.
You're all fine. I just want to check to see if the worst doesn't happen.
Yeah, it wasn't a 1. It was a 5.
Yeah, great. So as you sort of like your eyes begin to close, you feel this like cleric kind of run out, this like medical group, like up, and they've got like a stretcher. They roll your body on and they try to lift it, but their bum is in the wrong place, and then they try to turn and they pick it up. And it's a bit like a comedy duo that goes on, but their hand comes down onto you and they heal you just enough to be able to kind of get up as you go and you join your crew. I'm just going to say the shadowed Josh. Sorry, you just look like a shadow.
Yeah, I'm going to say, Josh, you're a shadow now.
Really,
what did you do to yourself?
Like a complete shadow at the moment, Josh.
I'll turn my light on.
You do. You're just a black void.
As they see the three of you stand, as you remember the great Oliveri. As the crowd begin to kind of quiet and the captain takes their tricorn. Takes the tricorn off and holds it to their chest and sends the story, or sends a single line of remembrance of the great prophet Oliveri.
I think I open my mouth to speak, and if anybody has direct eye contact with me, I blink, and for a second my pupils go the color of Oliveri's, and I go, I knew this would happen. As the gift is passed on to me, I hold out my hand, and in it, a single green dreadlock. You will never be forgotten, my friend, and I will bury you in your native realm.
As the crowd
No, do not do that. Our realm is filled with a psychopathic cult devoted to a lich queen. You must bring me to Aglaron.
And you
in
hear
Faerûs.
nothing.
Sorry, Dungeon Master.
As he falls like this, no, don't do that. As he sort of like, you see Oliveri disappearing into the void, trying to tell, don't do that, please, don't do that. As the crowd sort of stand in silence around all of their pots.
And I go, where was he from? Where was he from? Does anybody know? We'll figure it out.
Like all of the pots and pans
They made
go
bitch
down.
and marmalade wherever he's from.
The shields go down. The yogurt pots go down as people stand in remembrance of the great prophet. The prophet that has touched and has affected many, many people. Some far away from this crew, some during their time with this crew. as you look up to the young yogurt who remembers fondly the times they spent.
Yeah, Ollie was an okay dude. No, he was a little weird. You could tell that he hadn't slept well for a long time, but he never made it anybody else's problem, mostly. I guess he made it the Dreadnaught's problem. You can see that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really make speeches, I'm a mathlete, not an English major.
As you say,
thanks for having us, I guess. It's a really nice arena. Sorry about the mess. Did anybody want gum?
As you say this all in your mind, because there's nobody who asked you to make a speech. It was just a memory. As we see Gados sweep their arm down off the stretcher, pick up their own hand and slap it onto their chest. As their arm kind of comes up and slams down on there, and as they kind of look down, they see the hand of Oliveri with their rings. That signature ring actually is an amethyst, considering the last follow that we had. Thank you very much, Amethyst. As an amethyst ring is on the finger of Oliveri's hand, as you kind of see it as you go past, and you think of the great Oliveri. Yeah, just a tear.
All tears on demand. So just
Zell packs a bowl in his pipe, and with one single finger lights a flame, lights the pipe, takes a large drag, and then blows out smoke that spells Oliveri in the air, and then dissipates as he says, "Here, but never forgotten."
It's a single clap starts to go as we see this cheerful child standing with their hot dog and their dad as they begin their clap. As the clap begins to kind of move around the arena until it comes into a frenzy, and all you could hear are the words Oliveri, 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 as we see you guys move over towards the summoning circle, and a great beam of light takes you up to your ship as we fade to white. Congratulations, everybody. You have beaten the Astral Dreadnaught. Yes!
You had literally shitting my pants the first round of combat. All this time, only to be told that everything that we just prepared magic-wise is fucking useless. If I could request a single piece of fan art from any D&D game I've ever played, it would be the captain going, "No sword, sword. No sword, sword. No sword, sword."
Now, I've been watching an amazing streamer, which is the Dreaded DM. I don't know, Philly, if you've seen the Dreaded DM.
I have not. I will make note of it.
That surprises me because, I say, the Dread Brothers. But the Dreaded DM is, I've got to be honest, one of my absolute favourite at the moment. And they do this wonderful thing where they go through and they talk about their favourite moments from each other. The favourite things from each other that they enjoyed, the favourite moments, favourite moves, the favourite role playing, and then the favourite things that they've liked from like the DM and everything else. So I'd like to kind of go through, and I've just popped in their link into the chat. Please go check them out there. I think they're from New Zealand. So it's a great morning thing for people in the UK to stick on and enjoy. I think it might be out of the time zones for you guys. But they are story focus, slow, don't rush us, barely any rolls, storytelling, and I adore them.
Love it.
So please go check them out. They're absolutely brilliant. So I'd like to ask you guys, like, what's your favourite kind of moments that you saw? I love that Zach's just gone, right, kit off. Done. Everybody and Fizzles, kit off, done.
Down there.
So I'd like to kind of just go around the table, actually. So let's start with Josh Ellison and kind of your favourite moments.
I think I'm there with Zach in the whole like sword on, sword off thing. That was like super entertaining. And then also the continued clutch of Philly's luck rolls. Importance, like continually keeping them alive much longer than they had any right to be. Although, actually, you know what? As well, the decision to fly willingly into the dreadnoughts more.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, seriously, don't do it. But I'm not going to tell you not to. Just
no one left behind, and I knew you guys could finish it.
Yeah, and
you though?
My final thought would be. I haven't got Twitch open on my screen, but it would be great to hear some of these moments from the chat's perspective as well.
Yeah,
like favorite moments for them, what they saw.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was me for sure.
Fantastic, thank you, Josh. And say if there's anything in the chat that you really like. I mean, I loved so much of that so far. So I think we can kind of chat about them as we go through. And sort of, I think the luck rolls. For me, as a DM, it was just like, okay, cool. I can just get rid of Philly, and then I can go over here, and I can get rid of Fizzlekins. And I was like, nope, I am tied up 3 rounds on one character.
I told them during my 20 minutes, Joe, I was like, my only real tactical plan was to engage in melee combat with haste, get 7 attacks off, burn all the superiority dice on damage, and then manipulate as many of your rolls as conceivably possible.
Yeah.
So
and then die.
I'll be honest.
He's like, I
hate luck. I hate luck. I hate it. I hate it. It's like it shouldn't be like an accessible feat. I mean, this is not that conversation, but I was like, you know what? If I'm doing this, I'm going to come correct, and I'm going to give you a hard fucking time.
I have to admit,
I went for it.
That fucking crit that you then re-roll, the crit, and then it was like, oh no, it's my mirror image. I was like, you know what? You can go in the bin. Like, you can go right in the bin. So yeah, it was wonderful.
So yeah, Joe, take note for when we do our TPK, right? That you should try to hit luck because it's stupid.
It's stupid. Talking about that, I mean, like as you're already here, actually, Fizzlekins, what was your favourite kind of moments that you saw? I think the chat is also coming up with the Philly denying Joe the kill with 2 rounds. I think was one that's come up. I love it when the characters pull out some savagery despite being against ridiculous odds. Yep, you were absolutely right with all of that.
But
so Josh, Fizzlekins, yep.
But say for me, I actually really liked the roleplay we busted out. Frickin' Philly over here and all his shenanigans while we're preparing, while we're running into it. He's like, no, I've seen this. And also, I always have, a heart out there for, the people all about Destiny, because one of my friends who was in chat earlier, Dark Kinos, who actually followed, in his campaign, I was playing a folk hero who's all about Destiny, and it drove him crazy. I'm like, it was destined to happen. He's like, shut up, but it was destined to happen. So
magic.
So I love those kind of things. I mean, kind of a favorite moment, kind of a "Are you serious?" moment was Zach going, "I'm gonna fly into its mouth." I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm literally sat there thinking, "There's no way out of this." There's no way out of this. It was
the kid. What do you got? A knife? No. What are you gonna do? Wipe its mouth? No.
As the rules state, it's literally planar travel or wish. That is it. That is the only way you're getting out of there. Or the Astral Dreadnought dies and everything in its stomach spills out.
The Astral Donjon.
Exactly. The Donjon is absolute diamond, and I absolutely loved it. Something that's come up in the chat as well is and I have to say, for me, this is the greatest move of the entire battle, was creating a bunch of barrels with a bunch of gunpowder before we'd even roll initiative. And I have to say, Fizzlekins, you absolute fucking legend. That was brilliant.
It just off.
Spell. Crazy is an amazing spell, but it does have that minute cast time, so it requires that preparation. But the stuff you can pull with it,
10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, give us time.
Yeah, exactly, man. Everyone on the chat is asking for an Oliveri resurrection journey. They really, really want it, so we have to try and fit it in.
We're going to hell to get him. Like that. I said no one left behind. I fucking meant it.
Really lovely. Okay, so
I don't care if I have to paddle into the abyss.
Okay, Zach, favorite moments, and also favorite people's as well as inside that.
I just want to mention up front, because I am going to answer your question, but it was fucking hilarious to me because you said none of them took plane shift. And I was like, I had a spell slot in one of the ones that could have been plane shift. And I thought, maybe I'll take this. And then I was like, because I don't have anything else to put there. And then I decided on something else. But I just remember it like lingered in my mind for a while.
That would have been amazing. Imagine if you went into the mouth, we all gone, shit, no. And then you just sweep up the body and plane shift out. It would have been amazing.
That would have been. Yeah.
And but I would say this, like the most fun I've ever gotten to do in D&D, I think, for me personally, was to explain how the broadside firestorm went off. That was really fun. But one of my favorite moments, because you guys already took the sword on, sword off, sword on, sword off, which was definitely one of my favorite moments, was DM Philly playing his character balls to the wall, knowing exactly what the Astral Dreadnaught did, and having his character hit the ground, get anti-magicked, and go, I knew about this and I forgot to tell you. That might be the single best role-playing spit take I've ever seen in D&D.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just going to jump in, but favorite moments explicitly. So last week, like for those who don't track, we're the Rebel DMs. We get together and we bullshit about stuff. We had a meeting last week and we like had a cool stream here where we just like talk about D&D, running the game, all that stuff. But as we were wrapping, Fizzlekins tipped us off to the creation plan. And I was like, oh, buddy, oh boy. So getting to see that actually play out over the course of like 8 days of real time, I was like, that was aces. But the anti-magic, Joe, like from the second that you showed us that magnificent picture that you have up behind you, and I was like, oh fuck, we're fighting an Astral Dreadnaught, you know, because I knew I was like committed to a caster character. It was like, this anti-magic's gonna be a bitch. So seeing this party and like waiting for that tension to like ratchet up and us to like hit the ground, and then you brought us into the map today, and I'm looking at the four of us in a line right in front of them, like.
Well, why do you think when the Red Queen was talking, like, can I move, please? I want to move. I don't want to be here when it's up here.
I just want to give you some props for that. Was one of my favorite moments, and I absolutely adored Yogi. I mean, everything about Yogi. I want Yogi in a campaign, but the bubblegum bungee jump aces, man. Ace.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I also, Zach, I love the ship Firestorm. I love like that too.
That was awesome.
That was right
great.
up there for me. I
So
mean,
much. I was going to say my favorite moment, because I could talk about, you know, it was super fun to play my character. My favorite actual moment was Yogi making Instagram canon in this universe and being able to, her being like, get the shot, and I'm like, give me your phone, let's do this. Screaming her. Yogi, I would die for Yogi. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, Yogi's fantastic.
Yeah, she'll definitely be returning in another campaign or another game at some point.
Please,
I'm sure.
please do it. And I'm hoping I'm playing in that game. I think for me, I mean, I really enjoyed the entrances because you guys already had the audacity that you had control over this crowd already. And just having the different entrances coming in, having was it? I can't remember the name of was it Jeeves? No,
Jenkins.
Jenkins. Like having Jenkins there was fantastic. But I did do massive kudos to DM Philly for like constant I saw this. It's like how much of this profit is bullshit?
All of it. He saw it.
And I almost imagine in like 200 years' time, the cult that has created into a religion that is the great prophet of Valeri. It'd just be incredible, and it's always of course that was going to happen.
Just two things. So I was like playing a character with post show recaps. The Philly fam here, a bunch of them are coming from post show recaps where I like run the West Marches game with a bunch of these folks. So my character died a couple of months ago, and Oliveri was my replacement character. Ooh. And I was like, okay, I'm going to play this divination wizard. I want portent. Too many of these damned divination wizards have ruined my time behind the DM screen. I will be the divination wizard this time. And I immediately like hooked on on that bit, but the real beauty of Oliveri that I feel I should share with the four of you before we part today is that his namesake is actually the son from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The actor's name is Rob Oliveri, and I went to high school with that kid and used to party with him. And so when I mentioned this to my friends, they found this like deeply fascinating, and thus Oliveri was born of that. And I just love the whole notion of like, I have seen it. But in the one time I played him before this, he was there for half a session, and he said to a character, I've seen you on a mountain surrounded by the sun. And that player proceeded to like go off and multi-class into a paladin of Lathander, which he is now like, as the entirety of his faith was guided by like 3 minutes of role-playing with Oliveri. Just the most flattering.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Philly, I have to ask. I have to ask. I would like. I felt that power had to continue to exist in the world, which is why I had that moment of me gaining it at the end. I'm curious if I have your blessing on that, because it was just a snap decision I made in the moment. But I hope you're okay with that, because this character I'm also.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's a continued belief that you have the sight.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, you have what your character has, right? You have Firestorm. Oliveri can't do that.
But generally speaking,
a multi-classed wizard.
I think for me as well, I mean, I've never played with you guys. You are four people that I hugely respect within the D&D world, and you are four people that I think I would cut my little finger off to be able to sit at a table with all of you and play. And the thing that made me realize how wonderfully special you are is that you refused to go through that 20 minutes without having a bit of role play in. And that for me is my favorite moment, is putting my headphones back on for 30 seconds of role play and realizing that you just couldn't help it. You couldn't help it. You had to do a bit of role play, even in this like massively mechanical battle. You had to put some role play in there, and that for me was my favorite moment of the entire session. And I love you guys absolutely dearly, and I'm sure there's a huge amount of love out there. So I want to see a wah. I want to see the yogurt. I want to see the ahoy going into the chats, and I want to see the shields falling their way into that chat for me, please.
Legends.
All of you were that child. All of you were that child with the hot dog with their dad. All of you were. Before we kind of go, there we go. Here comes the yogurt. Here comes the bulwark. It's in. You know,
bulwark.
All good. Before we go, I want to go through some and make sure we all have some time to kind of announce our next things that we're doing. So for me personally, I say, thanks, Zach. Big love. What I'm going to say is we are returning with Wardeep Mallrats. Finally, we're returning back on the 29th. So that's this week, so that you'll be able to check in and see how they have kind of recover from their failure of trying to kind of heist into a pirate ship and just getting it all kinds of wrong. But we're also returning, if you really enjoyed the Arcane Ward, and if you did enjoy the Arcane Ward, you'll be coming back on the 11th of August. We'll be coming back for the second episode, or the middle section of that, which me and Josh are sort of writing together, which I hope that you really enjoy. If you haven't seen the Ward, pop over to our YouTube channel. I think Daz just popped it in our socials channels, actually. There's a link that GP Daz popped in. I might pop it in again. But do pop over to our YouTube channel and give us a subscribe. It means a hell of a lot of us for subscribes at the moment. Let me see if that will come up with any luck. Probably not. Nope. So yeah, do pop over to our YouTube channel and give us a check for the Arcane Ward with Stuart, with
social.
Melissa that was in this chat as well today, and it'll be fantastic for you to come and check us out. There we go, solo. If you check on the solo,
Yogi's even signed off on the Arcane Ward as an official abjuration wizard.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that.
Fuck yeah. Yes, that's what I want.
Anybody else got any big any other announcements of the games that you're playing in the next few weeks or so that we need to go check out?
I know, Joe, has Dan talked to you yet about September 12th or 11th for your...
I do have half of my team together. One of which is Stuart, and the other is Benj, who drew this map itself. So
nice.
We are almost there. And there is another there who is maybe a certain Irish person, a fox. An angry fox.
I love that guy.
That may be joining us. So we'll keep our eyes open for that.
So that'll be September 12th or 11th. We haven't decided what day yet or time, but that's coming down the line. Joe and his crew will get to go against whatever big bad I'm handed to run. I'll be running for them.
Cannot wait.
Oh yeah! Update for the campaign that I'll get started for the Rebel DMs here. I finally got the actual world history from the guy that made it at the store shop that I talked about before. So I'm going to start importing that into Campfire Blaze so I can start sending out links and give you guys that detail.
Yes. And
because I have it, I'm playing around with the idea of making the map in Tailspire.
Yes.
For a 3D VTT. For you guys to run around in.
Oh, wicked!
So, unfortunately, that will delay the start of the game a bit because I have to build that. But that may be a thing.
That's worth it. That's completely worth the wait, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In every single way possible. Yes, Fizzlekids. So do keep your eyes open for another TPK run by Fizzlekids. There is a certain other TPK run by somebody else that might be coming up soon, and I think you will find out the creature maybe at the end of the credits. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any just leading it on towards Josh there? Have you got any announcements you'd like to talk about?
What do you got, Zach?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was Josh. So I want to first apologize for all the lovely people here who also watch my channel. Life has just been beating me down, and I haven't had time to sit down and write. I have a framework for City of Sin Chapter 2 that we're going to pick up sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks, once life gets a little calmer for me. Otherwise, I'm doing gaming stuff on my channel, and of course, we will be participating in another TPK, plus, and we'll have another Rebel DMs chat coming down the line, this time I think hosted by DM Philly. Yes. Super look forward to playing more D&D with you guys in the coming months. Other than that, it's just over on my channel during the week. It's just my wife and I playing It Takes Two and, trying to find the time to write. But love all of you guys. Keep watching us, and we'll keep putting out awesome, as I think Dan said to me, vitamin D&D.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I love it.
Making sure you get your daily dose of vitamin D&D.
Exactly. So I've just popped the link in for Zach's channel there. Do pop over, give him a follow, give him a subscribe, and we can kind of push forward with some amazing City and Sin. I love City and Sin. Just literally just making everything black and white. I'm in.
It's beautiful, dude. It's a great choice. I love it. I do.
Oh, thanks so much. I didn't know that you guys got to watch yet.
Yeah.
I watch back on the VODs if I can't get there during the actual session, believe me.
Yep.
Okay, Philly, what are you up to?
Philly, what do I got going on? I'm over at Twitch TV/DM Philly. I'm looking for 150 follows by the end of the month if I can do it.
Yes,
so
mate.
Go help me out. And that'd be super rad. I would appreciate it. But I stream role-playing games 3 days a week. On Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, you got Kings of Neon. We're playing City of Mist. It's an apocalypse world game. It's super, super rad. One of the characters is a 20-year-old couch surfing homeless girl is the One Ring of Power. So it's pretty badass, a lot of fun. I'm running D&D Monday nights at 9 p.m. Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. We have Dragonfly where we're playing D&D in space. Spellcam ships of our own, though they do not have creation or firestorm or any of this Crown of Stars madness that we saw going on tonight. Thank my stars. But the really cool thing that I just want to hype up, a bunch of my friends here, they're the folks that I've run my West Marches game in Post Show Recaps Discord, patreon.com/Post Show Recaps. It's a really cool podcasting network. You can hear me podcasting about D&D there. But on August 6th and 7th, we are running a 40-hour marathon games. We have 8 DMs running 9 sessions over 40 hours. We're going to be starting at 10:30 in the morning a.m. on Friday. We're going to be going. I will start the first game at 10:30 Friday morning, the last game at 10:30 on Saturday night. We shall see when it ends. We're raising a bunch of money for charity. This was all inspiration from the night when my character died that I had to replace with Oliveri, and we ended up sitting in the Discord for like 30 hours straight and raised $2,600 for charities. For, like,
that is now on my calendar.
So we're really, really, really excited about that. I think most of it, if not all of it, is going to end up streamed over on my channel at Twitch TV/GM Philly. But really, like I keep saying my name, but it's all the Philly fam out there that like a bunch of my people were here today, and it means the world to me. I love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up and for supporting my friends who are awesome creators and really fun people to play with. And I'm so glad that I get to like sit here and do this with you guys today. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I'm just going to connect across and say Josh Levier?
Josh Lemur?
Yeah, man. Red Wizards forever, my friend. Red Wizards. Yes, Red Wizards. We love the Red Wizards. Yes, Red Wizards. Yes, Red Wizards.
Oh my God. If I had known you had such a predilection for Red Wizards, Joe, our whole campaign is set on the fortress city on the border between Aglarond and Thay. So our 40-hour campaign is like a war. It's the first act.
I'm just seeing it. I'm seeing it in the chat. It's just like death, boo, 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 death.
Speaking of Red Wizards, Josh, when is the next Rhinelands where Jug gets to play said Red Wizard?
Yes, the Frostmate. Well, basically, we need to get all our players together. We're being stared down by the great undefeated villain of all D&D campaigns, which is scheduling. So I think
feedback. Yeah. Oh no, scheduling. Right.
Yeah. Vecna has stats like. Vecna doesn't scare me.
They'll never schedule the stat, or they'll never stat the schedule beast.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that we are like closing in on everyone being free. So hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we should be able to put the next session together for that. Obviously, it's going to be a big one. Anyone who watched that last session knows what went down.
Yeah.
If you don't know, go and dig out that video on the Sabotage the DM's. Archive, is that the term?
It's VODs.
I'm such a
VODs.
On the VODs. Yeah, sorry, I'm such version when it comes to
yeah, we will definitely be seeing you again over at Total Party Knockout, Josh. Which I'm hugely excited. I don't think we're allowed to announce the date quite yet, but I have to say, Mr. Ellison will be sitting in this chair for the next Total Party Knockout. Which I am hugely excited about. So it's going to be amazing.
To run it as the players will be to fight it.
Yeah, exactly. But as I say, I have popped into the chat the links for DM Philly, for Zach, and of course, as I spoke earlier, Dreaded DM. Please do go check them out. Their storytelling is absolutely stunning. I'm going to pop it back in the chat again one more time. But they are one of my favourite peeps at the moment, and they are absolutely wonderful. Anybody up for a little raid right now? I think we might kind of pop over to little raid. There is a group there out of Edinburgh. They are a bunch of actors as well, which should be quite fun. I recently met them sit down on the thing. They're called the Chaos Collective. Yeah, Chaos Red Wizards. So we're going to stick them on in a bit. So we'll jump in as soon as we finish our title sequence. I want to say massive love, big love to all the Rebel DMs, DM Philly, Josh Ellison, the Fizzlekins, and of course Zach's Big Wave. And hopefully we'll see you guys very, very soon for another crazy adventure of Total Party Knockout. Yeah, that was the way it goes, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
I've seen it already.